Good evening, everybody. Good evening,
Good,
Sandy.
good evening. Yeah, Sandy's barking at the TV for
Just over
some
there going.
reason. Sandy, come up here. Come say hello. Sandy, get up here. Up here, Sandy.
So how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
We're gonna play some Toki tonight. I joked about it last week, and it's going to be a reality tonight. I know that everybody's been waiting for this timeless classic, but you know, it's been a long wait. But the evening is finally here.
I've never seen Toki in action.
I think that you're going to be extremely disappointed. It is pretty stupid. I mean, it's just like a pretty stupid looking game. You know,
Yeah.
The box art is extremely stupid.
But it's like good, and it's so stupid. It's good though.
Yeah. I mean, apparently this is a complete remake from the arcade game, so it's been more consoleized. And I saw someone saying this is a pretty tough game, and I played it earlier. It's one hit death, so I might notch it down to easy to see how far we can get tonight. I'm not expecting a lot though. I was joking around or saying earlier that if it goes very poorly, then maybe we'll try out that whole Super Mario 35 thing that I just downloaded before the stream. I've not played, but you have.
I played it yesterday for the first time, and it's pretty fun.
Well, we're gonna do this. All right.
What is it, Sam? You need me to throw something? Do I gotta throw this fox? Do I gotta throw it?
I think you're gonna be blown away by this.
All right,
like with disappointment.
Oh wow! Look at his proportions.
Yes.
This is like I think this might be what inspired DK mode in GoldenEye more so than Donkey Kong.
Wouldn't that be funny? So, you know, you have the option for like 9 lives, easy, normal, easy, hard, and hardest. You can get your continues all the way up to 7, and you can get an extra life every 7,000 points. I think that I'm going to put it on easy, 5 lives and 5 continues. We'll see how we do. I
have a feeling it's going to be so easy, and you're going to get to the end. You're going to be like, "Oh, that wasn't that bad," and you'll want to do it on a harder difficulty.
There was a $2 donation before the stream really started from for Love of the Game, just saying monkey game. And that was like monkey without a Y on there. And there's also $1.99 from Brooks. Saying I'm a jokey, I'm a smokey, I'm a midnight Toki. I was joking around last week saying, like, you know, we're just gonna hang out and toke some Toki. So
man, he sure looks weird.
Yeah.
I love the box art though. There's just something so specifically horrible about it.
Yeah, but he just walks so slow. Look how slow he walks.
Holy, look, you got a spread shot though. You got spread shot and like angled shooting? Come on, how bad can a game with a spread shot be? Look at those bouncing balls. I don't know. This looks kind of awesome. We got back-to-back $5 donations. Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you from Chris. Saying Mary Spencer, everybody. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm not the most culturally knowledgeable person. What are you guys doing to get in the Halloween spirit? I'm getting in the mood by playing Eternal Darkness for the first time. Does that have anything to do with the MLiG game club on the Discord channel? I never saw what game won. Was it Eternal Darkness?
Yes, it is Eternal Darkness. That is what's happening.
I would not mind replaying that. I've played it a bunch of times.
I should really play it. I've never finished it. So,
you know, gaining the Halloween spirit, I guess the closest I've done. Well, I guess the big thing I've been doing is just Animal Crossing related things. You know, putting together some costumes and that. I've grown a pumpkin patch in Animal Crossing.
We took our kids to the drive-in last night to go see Hocus Pocus, which is one of our favorite Halloween pastimes. My kids they are really into it. We've watched it almost every year for the last probably like 3 or 4 years. But I mean, this time of the year, September and October are the best months of the year, I feel.
Is it just me, or are the mountains in the background like jittering really weirdly?
A little bit, yeah. I see some.
I can't tell if it's just like the stream.
It is not. It is the game. I wonder if I get a one up.
And then the other $5 donation.
There's one from Aaron Welsh.
Yeah, there's triple back-to-backs. Aaron Welsh was saying thoughts on Terra Onion mode and its upcoming PS1 compatibility. I did see that earlier today. I mean, that's pretty awesome that they're able to kind of make it versatile like that.
Yeah.
I mean, both you and I both bought.
We bought X Stations.
X Stations, which are going to be installed in our PS1 digital units. So which hopefully we'll have in a few weeks. So I don't have an immediate need to use PS1 functionality with mode, but more options is good.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool to see that they are able to do that with the same hardware, but it is not plug and play. It requires some soldering.
Right, and you have to buy an adapter board kit.
Right.
But still, the fact that they can reuse any part of it, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then there was $5, thank you, from James Walter, saying, did you guys see the new From Bedrooms to Billions, the PlayStation Revolution documentary? Curious what you guys thought. I thought it was fantastic. I'm not familiar with it. Are you?
I am familiar with it. I've heard Smoke Monster talk about it a lot. I have not seen it though. I didn't realize it was out. I thought it was out a long time ago, and then I heard it was not out, and then it seemed like it just fell off the radar completely. But I've not seen that, and I have not seen Console Wars yet either. Believe it or not.
Yeah. I've only watched the first episode of High Score so far. I mean, I enjoyed it, so I'd like to watch more, but I just haven't got around to it. I've been like in a really good groove with just like getting a lot of game progress done in the evening. And like for some reason I just like, you know, I haven't as much been in the mood to just watch Netflix or whatever.
Yeah. I've actually been watching, I guess, a little bit more on Netflix, but not a lot. It was hard to move on from a game like after I finished Dragon Quest, so I was just watching some shows for a bit. But then I started Iconoclasts on the Switch. What day was it? Like maybe Wednesday or something, and I think it's pretty cool. Did you buy that from Limited Run or no?
That was a limited run, yeah. I'm glad to hear you like it because I have not played it yet either. I have it, but I haven't played it yet. You've often said in recent years that you're just like so burned out on Metroidvanias, and I remember that was like. Well, I haven't heard people talk about it a lot lately, but when it came out, like people were like, "Oh, this is one of the best Metroidvanias in years."
Well, from what I've played of it so far, granted, I'm only about 3 hours into it, but it isn't. It might have like layouts like it could be a Metroidvania, but it doesn't seem to be one. Like, it seems they have separate levels. Like, the plot will take you to new levels completely, and they don't seem to be interconnected, at least right now. So I'll be curious to see how things go. Jeez.
I saw that right after James Walter's donation, I saw Paul Bergkamp said, I just beat Silent Hill 3 2 days ago, and that's kind of my big October game plan is to play Silent Hill 3.
Oh.
And then there was a is this 5 back-to-back $5?
Yeah, it looks
from
like
Warren
it.
Hokie.
Thank you.
Saying idea, Parasite Eve or Grabbed by the Ghoulies for Halloween stream. Ooh. Well, we aren't going to be streaming on Halloween. Actually, we're going to do the next game in the Dark Pictures anthology comes out October 30th, which that's the anthology series made by the Until Dawn devs.
And this is on backlog, right? Not on this stream.
This would be on Backlogger. Yeah, we're going to stream. I had no idea until like a couple of weeks ago that it was anywhere near release. Like, I've honestly kind of been a little worried about that series because, like, I mean, I feel like Man of Medan, I don't really know if it got a lot of traction. And it was nowhere near as good as Until Dawn, but it also had like kind of a different genre of horror that I didn't think was as interesting. And the next one though, like very much, it's called Little Hope, and it very much looks like kind of like I don't know, like Silent Hill meets witchcraft or something. It looks much more interesting.
Really? I'm surprised that it even came out.
So we're going to stream that on Backloggery on October 31st. But yeah, I mean, we should come up with some.
Well, I have a plan. I'll tell you about the plan for my next stream, at least.
Oh. Yeah. You are playing a more October-y themed?
Yeah, more October-y than Toki.
Okay. I mean, but yeah, have we streamed Grabbed by the Ghoulies?
We did a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I do Grabbed by the Ghoulies, but I do like Grabbed by the Ghoulies. It is a good game.
Toki is fairly horrifying.
It's not as awful as you led me to believe. His proportions are indeed on the odd side. Ooh, $5 from For the Love of the Game. Thank you. Saying play the last true survival horror game, Siren Blood Curse. Is that the first Siren game?
Yeah, I mean, because there's one on the PS3, right?
Well, there's 2 on PS2. I forget if the second game came out in the US or not. I think it maybe didn't. That was a game that Drum tried to stream on the Backlogger years ago. And it is so like obtuse and weird. It's like it seems bad. Like, it just seems really bad. But like, people also talk about how amazing it is, and it does look like it has interesting atmosphere, but yeah, like, it just seems really badly made. It like I think you have to really understand like all of the inner workings of the game.
Oh, jeez.
To
I got 10 Tokis.
Oh, we got $2 from Demo Kirby.
Thank you.
Saying $2 for my 2-year-old. Excited to see puppy. Well, here's puppy again. Hey, puppy. Hey.
She's not really a puppy anymore.
No, she'll be 3 this month. Say hi to Demo Kirby's 2-year-old.
Like Sandy's voice is like this. Sounds like this. Like I don't know. Like, hey, how's it going? Like this. Like she has this like raspy smoker's voice.
Oh, you think so?
What's up there?
Gosh, I got, talking about Siren though, I gotta bring up this there's this GameFAQs guide that, I mean, Drum gave up on the game. I bought it off of Jimmy Hoppa last November. Jimmy was selling a bunch of games, so I'm going to commit to delving into the horrors of Siren sometime. But I gotta bring up this GameFAQ that we brought up when Drum was trying to make any sense of the game. Do you need me to throw a moose?
It's all riled up now.
Let me see if I can find which one it was, because it sounds like the fact writer is like trapped inside the game and desperately like calling for help.
Jeez.
Let's see.
These bosses are insanely easy. I don't know how many levels this has though. Ooh. We're underwater now. Like they were definitely doing some of their own token when they were making this.
I mean,
it's a given, I suppose.
It's a Japan game though, I assume, so that's very unlikely.
Well, I don't know. It's pretty impressively weird. I'm really just excited to put this in the games that we played in 2020.
Well, we got $2 from Jonathan Henson. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Just saying evening, guys. Evening to you too.
Oh, jeez. These piranhas. So I spent some of my day recording some B-roll for an upcoming episode of GameSack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen, he's doing videos on the Sega Ages stuff, and he doesn't have a lot of the 2500 games, and I had a whole bunch, so I got to shoot a bunch of inserting the discs into the console cutaway shots for like in between segments. Spoilers, I guess. I don't know when that's going to be out, but that's kind of fun to do. Ooh, I just found this apple.
The top fact on GameFAQs for Siren looks like it was updated 8 months ago, and it says it at the beginning. Back in the day, or wait.
I'm definitely not taking over for Dave.
I want to apologize to anyone who stumbled upon this fact in its original form and tried to use it as a walkthrough. It just wasn't very well written. A lot of it was extremely wordy, pedantic, hard to navigate with missing info and probably some spoilers here and there as well. It might have been, I wonder if it was this one. It should be much more readable and useful to people from now on.
So it was just...
It might have been. It was weird. It was so weird. It was like, it was just like this person was just trapped by the bizarreness of the game, and they were just like, there are so many things we don't understand. If anyone can figure out what triggers this, and this, please let us know. It's a strange game.
I thought you were taking the initiative and looking up some FAQ on this.
On Toki?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you're going to need it. I think you're
I know, but I'm wondering if
well, let's see if there even is one.
Yeah.
There's actually quite a few for Siren. There's another FAQ that's called under Siren called Brain Cell Revival FAQ, which sounds like what you need after you play Siren, or maybe what you need after you play Toki.
Yeah. I don't know. This game got ports to, like, there's an NES version. I think there's a Lynx version. There's a lot of different versions of this game, and I feel like nobody was asking for it.
Well, when I search for Toki, it lists arcade games, PlayStation 4, NES, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Amiga, Atari ST, Commodore 64, Lynx, Macintosh, PC. No Genesis or Mega Drive. Is this the same Toki?
I don't know.
Amiga and Lynx are the only ones that actually have any guides. Oh wait, no, but it's if
I just like tear through this game, then I'm definitely gonna play it on normal. Maybe this is one of those games that'll only let you play a certain amount of levels on easy.
That sub kind of looked like something that you'd find in Star Fox. It had like Andross's face on it. This fact says Toki, aka Juju Densetsu.
Oh, Juju
Densetsu.
I don't know what these coins do. There's two donations. There's $1.99, and I saw another one from our good friend Sean Quinn.
Oh, let's see.
Oh,
yes, there was $1.99 from Super J Man 991 saying, "How's everybody doing tonight?"
I think we're doing okay.
Just fine. Doing just fine.
I thought I was done for there.
999 from old Sean Quinn. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Saying I've been watching some old MLiG videos and most recently watched the limited run games video. There's been so many more games since the video. How many do you own and which one is the most special?
Which one is the most
special?
I
mean, it's crazy how much they've blown up since then. I mean, they had really only published a small handful of games at that time that were not
it was
their own Mighty Rabbit games.
Yeah, I mean, that was within the first 10, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that we as small as they were at the time, we were still so excited by what they were doing.
Well, this month is their 5-year anniversary.
They have blown up. I mean, the last time I was at their office was right at a year ago. I mean, they just have so many people there. I mean, it was literally Josh, Douglas, and then one of the Mighty Rabbit guys, when he had time.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all limited run was.
It's kind of surreal to think about.
Josh and Douglas, I think, were
and now it's like
packaging and shipment, and that other guy too. It was so small.
I'm pretty sure it's considered one of the most successful businesses in Raleigh, North Carolina, as well. They were on some list of
oh really
most successful businesses like maybe it might be like North
Raleigh
Carolina
area.
or something like that.
I mean, certainly one of the fastest growing, without a doubt. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, and now like Jeremy Parrish works there.
yeah,
It's wild. How far they've come. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. What's the most special? I mean, you know, Night Trap is obviously
yeah.
pretty
Night
special.
Trap is without a doubt like that, and Battle of Garagar are without a doubt the most special. I would say the Night Trap though is, for me, is definitely the most special, just because, you know, it's like it still is almost surreal to me that we got to make that.
I mean, when we like Night Trap, the documentary for that, like originally that was like kind of through the developer where
Yeah,
there was
there
a
was limited run was
possibility
not.
that he would be able to fund a documentary on it. Uh, but then I guess it ended up not being in the budget, but we still had access to Jim Riley anyway. So
Right.
we did it anyway. We did that with Patreon money.
Yeah.
And you know, we actually like introduced the developer to
Yeah.
Limited Run.
Yeah. I mean, we helped
And then
make
like
that release happen, just like in the first place.
and
I
then
mean, it
you
would have happened,
shared-
obviously.
You
Like,
shared the documentary with Josh and Douglas.
right.
And then it was just like not that long before release where Josh was just like, hey, just had a wild idea. Why don't we see if we can sell some Blu-rays?
Yeah.
Which so that was awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, obviously the ones that we kind of had a personal connection to are some of our highly prized releases from there for sure.
But in terms of like things we weren't involved in, gosh, I'd have to like go over and look. I want to say, what is it? Ace of Seafood. Not really, but
I love all the Way Forward stuff that they've
yeah,
done. I mean, they obviously have a very good relationship with Way Forward. I mean, I've got a lot of limited run games at this point.
come on.
I mean, too many really.
Yeah,
I have a hard time resisting that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's cool that they did the. I mean, it wasn't through them specifically, but you know, there's a limited release of Streets of Red, Streets of Red.
Oh yeah, which we also have a connection to.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. I mean, because Limited Run did a thing that, you know, that made all of these like I guess pioneered like this. I mean, outside of V Blank, like, you know, they really made the idea of like these physical releases blow up, you know. So it's just cool. It's just very cool that being able to have some sort of small involvement in something like that.
Oh yeah, I think the last one I ordered was also Doom 64.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until what's coming out. Chasm is coming out this week, which is something
I'm not familiar with that. What's that?
You know, I was a Kickstarter backer for it, and I never played it. But I'm going to. I'm going to get the physical release just because it seems like it came out and then they did a lot of work on it afterwards and turned it into it's like kind of a side-scrolling. I don't want to say that it's not a roguelike, but it's kind of like a dungeon crawler.
Mm-hmm.
But side-scrolling, it's pretty cool. I mean, as far as I know, it's pretty cool. I'm not going to sit there and say like, oh, I know definitively that it is. But if I know that I have something digitally, then I will most of the time will just buy it physically, just because I want to add that to, you know, I would rather have the physical copy in addition to the digital.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's like going through.
I like how this thing's called Eyesore. You know, I actually haven't gotten a lot of my limited run games this year because
I have so many games because I combine them.
Well, yeah, that's what I've been doing lately as well. Because I mean, shipping is not cheap from limited run. So I've been doing a lot more combined games, but that that kind of holds it back a lot more. So, but
I like that thing is
a
that
lot of things I've ordered this year that I'm excited.
Yeah, I have so many things on order that are just combined with several weeks worth of stuff. That I mean, who even knows when I'm going to get it? And it looks like I might be getting close. Maybe I'm getting close to the end now that I'm like, slowly going into hell here.
No, Limited Run does not have a store in Raleigh, although
They are opening one, though. They're opening a store.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I did not hear about that. They did do they called it a pop-up shop.
Right.
At some point last year, where they like took over a space in a mall for a weekend.
Yeah. So
they are opening a store. That's awesome. I mean, Raleigh is in like dire need of local game stores. Like it's kind of shocking, like how bad the situation is there. Like there's no reason for there to be nothing there, but from what everyone around there has told me, like it just anything that opens there just ends up closing. Whereas we've got a number of successful local game stores in the Charlotte area.
How am I supposed to avoid that fire? I'm like hemorrhaging lives suddenly.
But I mean, there's a lot of video game business that goes on in the Raleigh area. I mean, you've got Limited Run, you've got Epic Games. I mean, only the makers of one of the biggest game engines in the world. You've got Insomniac, North Carolina, which handles like the Ratchet and Clank games now. Like, there's a lot of video game stuff going on in Charlotte. Just not a lot of places to buy them other than GameStop or whatever.
Maybe if I just go down here. Is this going to kill me if I go down here? Yeah. What is going on here? It's like I've lost like 10 lives here.
I've only been to Lost Ark one time.
That was right before we got
me and Coury actually stopped there on our way back from shooting the Limited Run documentary.
Yeah.
And we didn't buy anything. I mean, a game store is only as good as what they've got the day that you happen to go there.
Yeah.
The best game store could just be like, oh, that wasn't too good. On a day where they don't have the right stock or they don't have what you're looking for. And that was the day we visited Lost Ark. I mean, that seems like it's the most well-known video game store in North Carolina. I mean, it's been featured on like that Not for Resale documentary. And
right.
A lot of people are aware of Lost Ark, but just the one time I happened to be out that way, nothing grabbed me for the right price, but I'm sure it's a good store, and I should go back there sometime.
Yeah, I mean that's when we got those PVMs though, right? Did you already say that?
It was on our way to that PVM place, yeah.
Right, and I heard that they bought all the PVMs from that place like after that.
I did hear something about that. I wonder if that place still gets any. I mean, I liked the other place where I got the VHS tapes. I liked that place better. It was air conditioned.
We did like a what is it? A stream from there, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, what was that?
What was that?
What was it?
That service?
Periscope.
Periscope. That's right.
We did.
I don't think I could find that stuff. I wonder if that stuff is like archived anywhere.
Like I gotta tell you, like the days that you and I went and got those PVMs, and then Drum and I went and got those PVMs at the other medical place and all those VHS tapes. Like, I guess there's just something wrong with me, but that is like some of the most exhilarating experiences of my life. Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah, like in the moment, totally.
It's just like so exciting, like finding these things in the wild and paying relatively good prices for them too. It just is a rush. It is just a rush. I mean, I'm not even joking. It's such a good feeling.
This game is so weird. I don't even know what they're trying to do here.
I mean, it's like the thrill of the hunt, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's
I thought I was dead for. What is that?
Craig Wan says, I would absolutely love to see you guys play Super Mario Bros. 35 on your next stream. Have you guys played? I've been playing it and straight up hooked. I played it for the first time yesterday. I was kind of thinking of playing next week, maybe playing some smaller things on the Switch, like maybe kind of just a variety of Switch things. So I might do that.
Well, I mean, we'll see how close I get to finishing this during this stream, and if it goes pretty well, then maybe I'll play it after this. I don't know. I don't even know.
I mean, Mario 35, I don't really know how the level selection works. I think it is semi-random after you beat one level. I mean, you can choose to start on a level that's not 1-1 as you unlock them. But it's pretty neat. It's pretty fun.
I mean, I feel like there's been a significant upping of difficulty here.
I mean, you have any idea how close to the end you could be?
I don't have a clue.
I just noticed you have 36 food. What is your food?
I don't know. I think they're just like coins. So I think if you get 100 maybe, or a certain amount, then you get an extra life. You get an extra Toki. There's a $1.99 from Evan Bean.
Evan Bean, I like that name.
Saying, hi guys, any plans for a setup collection tour? And definitely. I am super close with how I have everything set up.
You were just installing some in-wall speakers today.
Yes, I finally got around to figuring out how to do. I did in-ceiling rear speakers and in-wall front speakers, and I think they came out pretty good. It's kind of cool because it almost looks like they're not there. Unless you're kind of looking for them, they look basically invisible. And I was watching some of the on camera stuff that I've shot since living here, and there's just so much black in the background that I was kind of annoyed by it. It almost looks like it's just like a blob of black. And that was, it's the speakers, it was like the shelving. So I put up a couple of wall control panels behind my TV and put shelves on that, and it's kind of cool looking. And by getting rid of the speakers and just going in wall, and then it just looks like I have the wall. So the bias lighting on my TV now can spread out a lot more. But I'm very, very close. I plan on doing it this year. I was speaking with somebody today that I think that as soon as I finish with the mode video, which is, I'm going to be doing that like immediately after this EverDrive update video. I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna do a Mr. video. I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it at a time where a lot of people are into it, and it's just gonna be like Mr. in 2020, because since it changes so much, I can't really make like a definitive video on it.
Right. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I saw there was a question a bit earlier. Is there anywhere to buy good Saturn S video cables? And that's something I don't think I've ever looked for. Have you ever looked into that?
To buy good Saturn cables?
S video for Saturn.
No, I think that all of them are bad, aren't they? They all the ones that have the reversed.
Oh yeah, there's a lot with reversed R&L. Yeah, I don't know if anyone makes some nice ones.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question that I unfortunately do not have an answer for you for. But as soon as I do the Mr. video, I'm gonna do a setup tour. I'm just gonna do it. I'm
going to do mine separately from Coury's. We're just going to do two separate videos.
I kind of feel like you're probably there too, and I feel like it would have been kind of cool to release them. Like 2 weeks apart, just one right after another. I mean, I feel like you got to be pretty close to being able to do it.
I'm kind of having some second thoughts about one major aspect of my setup, and that being the drawer system. I'm thinking about using those sets of drawers somewhere else in the house just for extra storage of stuff. And there's another unit at IKEA called Besta.
Yeah, most of my stuff is Besta stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there's a version of Besta that has these big doors on it, and it's just deep enough. It's it's basically the same height as the drawers I have, which is good. I want it to be fairly tall, because I want it to be good height for PVMs while sitting on a couch.
Right.
But it also needs to be deep enough for PVMs, and it's just deep enough for PVMs. I mean, the back might hang off a little bit, but the feet would be on it. And I'm thinking about getting that and replacing it, because I still want the systems to be covered up, and so that I can leave the controllers plugged in without making a mess, and also so I can just close the cabinet and keep dust off of them. That was kind of the main idea behind the drawer setup. But I've kind of been nervous lately that even though I've got the I've really optimized how those cables are run, and have minimized any points of strain or motion, I'm still concerned that over time that in out of the drawers is going to damage some connections. I've just kind of been paranoid about, and I was thinking not that long ago, like, gosh, I really need some more just drawers that I can put stuff in. And I thought, well, I've got those drawers. Maybe I should just get something different for the game consoles and use those drawers for, just storing regular stuff in.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if the things you're looking at with the big doors are very similar to the ones that I have, because mine are best of without the doors on it.
What are they things you've had for a long time? What are they?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I mean, there's several best configurations, but there is like a best that's like almost as high as the chest of drawers, but and it's got doors on it, and you can get one that is like 3 best of units wide with doors on all of them. And that would be like, that's exactly what I want.
I mean, I could find them. I mean, several of them I got at Goodwill or Habitat for Humanity, because if I see them, I automatically think like, oh, I can definitely use this for something. So I have several of them that I've gotten at different places. Oh, come on.
I was looking the other week. I was trying to figure out, like, I've got like a little TV stand. I was thinking like, I could put like more systems on it if I had an extra shelf. And I was looking to see, like, can you just buy an extra like shelf insert like you can for like the Billy bookcases?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is, I actually have in my parents' house a Billy bookcase that I think is the same color. And so next time I'm there, I might take a shelf back and see if the color matches. And then it could just be, I could use my dad's power saw to, cut it to size.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have an extra shelf for it. But I was looking because it's what is it, Brusali, I think it is.
I don't know.
I was looking into whether you could just somehow find an extra shelf for it, or if you could just like say like, hey, I'm missing a shelf for this. Can I get a shelf?
Well, that's how I did a lot of mine. Like, my shelves that I have on the wall are built from IKEA. Like, here's this enemy flying from off the screen, literally the first time you've ever seen it, and it just like flies in and kills you like immediately.
Wow.
Hey, we're falling behind. I did see Sean Quinn ask if we have like an IKEA close by, or if we order online. And here we have one. It's about 35 minutes away in Westchester, Ohio.
Yeah, same. The IKEA is probably about 35 minutes away from me as well. I mean, it's kind of a fun store. Like, I usually do not get like a lot of enjoyment out of going shopping for anything other than video games. But IKEA is really fun for some reason. I enjoy IKEA.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of confused about what's available for me right now, like during the pandemic, because like there's a big line to get into IKEA now. Like I was going to go buy something like a couple of months ago when I was near that area, and there was just like a big line because they can only let so many people into the store. I was just like, oh, I don't feel like dealing with it right now. But like I've been trying to see, like, can you do like store pickup? Can you get shipping? And it's kind of unclear because when I search, like when I go look at shipping, it says, oh, click here to see what services are available in your area, and immediately says, oh, hey, you can do pickup, but then you can never schedule a time. Right. I don't know why that, like, Like no matter how many times I check, it's just like, oh, because of high demand, this isn't available right now. And it always says that. But anyway, I'm behind on donations. I'm sorry, y'all. We have Craig $2 from Craig Wan. Thank you.
Thank you.
And do you own any video game based collectibles? I mean, a little. I mean, I've got my old Mario 3 Happy Meal toys. Amiibo.
Yeah. My favorite is my Galleon punching puppet for Lunar Silver Star Story. It's still like completely. I never opened it. So
yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of little things,
little trinkets.
Nothing...
Yeah, I mean, I got some too. I do. I wish that I didn't get rid of those. I had like a bunch of the Arc the Lad pocket watches. I have no idea why I got rid of those. No idea why I got rid of those.
I really like those old Final Fantasy VII figures you gave me a while back.
Oh yeah.
Those
I mean, I like to have. I like some figures, but I don't buy a lot of them. I just think like some of them, it's just like characters that I like.
Oh, yeah, I used to buy some figures here and there, but not really much anymore. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like small...
I mean, I bet you're gonna buy that Banjo Kazooie amiibo. That seems like something you'd buy.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, they announced it the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy amiibo. Like amiibo is like, I don't know, just something about it being kind of this unified thing. Kind of makes collecting them appealing, but only things ones that I really want, you know.
Yeah.
I don't buy. Let's see, what was the last one I even bought? I'm looking at them right now.
This ice level is excruciating.
I'm not sure what the last one I bought was. But anyway, I'm still behind here. We have $4.99. Thank you from Zrobeast. Saying, I don't have any questions. Just wanted to give a few bucks to one of my favorite retro gaming channels. Keep up the good work, Coury and Triforce. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That's appreciated.
I thought I was like going all the way down there.
There was also $5 from Heya.
Heya. Makes me
saying, holy heck, this thing looks like something out of Berserk. What am I witnessing?
That's Toki.
Witnessing Toki going ape spit.
That's
he
right.
Sure is spitting.
Yep.
I mean, this ice level does look maddening, but I mean, it doesn't look like that bad of a game for the most part.
No, it's surprisingly like not that bad. The momentum on these ice levels is really, really hard to accommodate for. What was it?
There was $2 from Shadow Mask. Good name. Saying video on playing 6th gen consoles online in 2020. Probably too late to say such a thing will be online now. I mean, I really am not good at going by numbered generations. Is 6th gen PS2, Xbox, GameCube?
Gosh, I don't remember.
It
might be.
Look this up. 6th video game generation. Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube, Xbox. We really wanted to do a Dreamcast video this year, but it just 2020 ended up not exactly being the year that we imagined it would be. So it didn't happen. Also, that elephant has like a scorpion tail for tusks, and that's horrifying.
I move a little bit forward, and then I just want to get out of this stupid ice level. I just want to be done with this ice level.
Man, the health on the enemies goes down so fast. But yeah, I mean, we've already done GameCube. I mean, the GameCube video is pretty out of date, but then there's that GameCube updates video, and the PS2 video is pretty relevant overall. Still, I would say.
Back in the jungle. What I don't understand is that
but
every
we do
level
want to
has
do
the
Xbox
same
and
music
GameCube
now too.
as well. Huh?
The last 4 levels have had the same music.
Well, at least you're in a jungle. This looks more like your territory now. There was $5 from Chris. Thank you. Saying my mom was looking at the IKEA website to buy me a bed that we were looking at, and it was unavailable, which sucks because I want to redo my room layout. Yeah, I don't really know what's involved with buying on IKEA right now if you don't want to just like go into the store. Like, because that's what I was saying earlier, like when it saw that I have an IKEA store near me, it automatically switched from shipping to, hey, you could do in-store pickup. And I didn't see how, if I just wanted to do shipping, but it'd probably be expensive, but I don't know, it might be worth it. But I don't think I'm going to make that change until I finish Analog Frontiers. I don't think I'm going to worry about this idea with the Besta units.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to finish Analog Frontiers first and then do that. But
yeah, probably just for the best. I mean, because that kind of stuff, it just like takes.
I mean, to do the wiring. It'd probably take me a week.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't really be able to get much else done.
Yeah, so it's probably best. It's best.
Yeah, I know that I would get consumed by it for longer than I could afford to do right now. There was also $2 from Gaming Blows, and I actually know what this meme or whatever you want to call it means this time. I believe this is the second time there has been such a donation for this. But F, Marry, Kill, Toki, George from Rampage, and Donkey Kong.
I kill Toki. I'd probably marry George. And have some time with old DK.
I mean, yeah, something along those lines sounds the closest that I would tentatively commit to. Have you ever seen the Rampage movie with Dwayne Johnson?
I have not, but I did recently see like the end of it, like the last where he eats the girl in the red dress. I saw that like link somewhere. It's like, oh, does that happen in the movie? And then I ended up watching the whole scene.
It's a pretty fun movie.
It seemed like it.
It is fun. I mean, it's stupid, but like that's exactly what a Rampage movie should be. Is stupid. I mean, I love the fact that a movie of Rampage, of all things, got made like in the past half decade. Like, why? I don't know. But the fact that it doesn't make any sense makes me applaud it all the more. There was €2 from Marulu Exploit. Thank you.
Thank you.
So have you guys looked into Mr. FPGA before? And oh, yes, we most definitely have. Corey was actually just saying earlier that he wants to commit to finally doing like a full-on Mr. video after he finishes the EverDrive updates video.
And, it's something that I'll have to just stay right out of the gate at the beginning of the episode. It's like, this is the status of stuff right now. Like, it could change like the day after that video comes out. That's why I want to make it like ideally, if it continues to grow the way that it has been growing, I would want to do like an update a year or something like that, or to like just cover some of the developments of it.
That's actually a really good idea, because like that would, after you get that first one out of the way, it's probably pretty manageable to like you could probably like collaborate with Smoke Monster to like kind of figure out like, oh, what's the, you know, like what are some of the biggest things that have happened this year that maybe I'm not even thinking about, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I mean,
but yeah, Mr. is obviously going to play a pretty big role in Analog Frontiers part 3. You know, I've been talking to Smoke Monster a little bit about myself lately. Just making to make sure that I integrate it properly into the episode. I mean, you know, Analog Frontiers Part 3 is not necessarily dwelling on any one method of doing anything for too long. It's mostly kind of exploring all of the ideas behind them, and then, you know, using some examples like Mr. and you know, Higan for software emulation. Of course, other emulators as well. You know, I just bring up Higan because it is mentioned by name, and obviously a lot has changed regarding its, you know, future and development in recent months. So I contacted some of the current people running Higan to make sure that, you know, I characterize it correctly. It was $5 from old EB Chill too. Thank you,
EB Chill.
I don't know if this is the intent behind the username, but I always read that as like Earthbound and Chill.
Oh, really? I would think of it as like Electronics Boutique, EB Games.
I don't know why it makes me think of Earthbound before EB Games, but two valid interpretations here. Happy anniversary, 7 years. That's right. My Life in Gaming is 7 years old.
Yes, on Thursday. Yeah.
I checked out the backloggery videos. Coury, what was that fight about with your brother? Oh, that's
my gosh. Stories. That is like one of my favorite things.
Stories.
And it's one of my favorite stories, and also I'm so happy that I got to immortalize it in that video, because I was just at a loss of what to do about that level in AVGN Adventures, because we want to obviously make it so that it maintains like this family friendly feeling. But
I mean, that level is like Custer's Last Stand and stuff.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
that was like, I remember thinking of that on the like on the subway on the way home. That was when I still lived in New York, and so when I was in 4th grade, so that I would have been like 9 or so. I was going into 4th grade, so I was like just a little bit older than my daughter is now. We would go every Saturday to my dad's house, and during that summer, I mean, he had this camera, this video camera that, I mean, this would have been 86 probably, I guess, if I was 8 or 9, probably 86 or 87. My brother got his NES that summer for his birthday, and we would go there and we just recorded this videotape all summer long. It's about 5 hours long. I still have it. I've digitized it and stuff, and it's like one of my most prized possessions. I love it. I love going, like, watching it every once in a while. But there was one point in it where my brother and I get into a fight. He's just like in a bad mood that day, and it's just being really, really mean to me. And the thing that set him off is when he's like, when he calls me stupid, and I say, I'm not stupid, you're stupid. And that was like the thing that just like set him off. And you know, we fight, and my dad reaches over and turns off the camera, and then suddenly it's just like I'm back by myself.
Yeah.
Immediately in the next scene, and I'm like, we're taping.
I know, Sadie. It's a pretty good story.
But
I mean, it's just funny because it's like it makes it seem like like some kids just like taped over this like how to beat tape.
Yeah, exactly. That was the one that got digitized because at the time we also had this stupid backstory about how we found these tapes that were just randomly left on our.
Oh, that's right. We had a backstory.
And the idea that all these games were made, and just like were waiting to be released over time, so they had created these.
Or was it like a time? Wasn't it a time travel thing?
I don't think
like the games got sent back into the 80s and they made the tapes back then.
It might have been. I thought the idea was that these games were developed, and were sitting on a shelf for years until they were like ready to be released.
It makes me think. The little moment on the tape makes me think of. There's this old Homestar Runner cartoon. One of the ones where they did it in kind of like an old timey style, like a Cuphead-esque like take on Homestar Runner. And there's this moment where the old timey Strong Bad challenges old timey Homestar Runner to a duel, and like there's like no obvious way for Homestar Runner to win, and so it just like cuts to this slate that says scene missing, and then it's just like Strong Bad falling off a cliff.
That was, I mean, do you ever see the Grindhouse double feature? Like they do a lot of stuff like that.
No, I haven't. I've always wanted to though. I will someday. I'll get around to it.
But so that videotape, it's definitely one of my favorite things that I have. That fight was pretty legendary among my friends too, growing up.
Oh yeah.
Like once I got into high school and stuff like that, I found it, and it was always a joke. It's like I'm not stupid, you're stupid. Like that that's what set him off. I'm not stupid, you're stupid. I can do what I want.
Speaking of
Toki?
No, not Toki. Our treasured tapes from our youth. But a different type of tape, like my audio cassette tapes of game music soundtracks that I put a tape recorder next to my TV speaker and made my Super Nintendo soundtracks. An old friend of mine that I hadn't heard from since he was my best friend in 6th grade, but he was only at my school for 1 year, and then I went to his house, he went to my house several times over the course of the next year or so, but then he and his family moved away, and I don't think we've had any contact since, and he found our Mario 64 video. And he left a comment. He's like, I know you. You're Mark.
It's such a random thing, but it's really, really cool.
And we made a bunch of those audio cassette tapes together, and I think I've told the story before how my family didn't own a CD player until 1996. And when I went over to his house, he had this, full-on boom box with, the kind that's got, the stack kind that has like the dual cassette tapes on the bottom and the radio in the middle and the CD on top, right?
Yeah.
And it had high-speed dubbing.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I thought that was like the coolest thing I had ever seen in my life. Like, or heard in my life. Like, it was not about like, oh, hey, we can make copies of my video game soundtrack tapes faster. No, it was like, this sounds awesome and hilarious. Like,
well,
like
yeah,
this
I mean, voices. I mean,
feature on what like I wanted, like for my birthday. Like I had to have a CD, a CD
boombox
unit, but also had to have high-speed dubbing. I had to have that high-speed dubbing. And of course, I only did it like once. But like I just imagined like this is some great new way to listen to my tapes. Is in high speed. Sounds so cool. But yeah, that was awesome. And he was always a tinkering sort of guy. Like he actually gave him my original Game Boy because it had a really messed up screen. So when I got a Game Boy Pocket, I just gave it to him. But like he had all kinds of like he had like wired up like some sort of like sensor system so that like when you stepped on this mat in front of his bedroom door, it like set off this alarm on a fire truck in his room. Like he was really good at that stuff. And so I said, oh hey, you would like Analog Frontiers, since you were the one always like taking stuff apart. And he watched part 1 and part 2 and
liked it
and commented on, say he loved it. He's actually got like a YouTube channel himself, like 5,000 subscribers. Like he has like a bunch of like repair videos for like like camcorders and car components and things like that.
So obviously, it's like a passion that stuck with him.
Yeah. So, I'd say, well, I said after you watch Analog Frontiers, you're gonna want to start offering NES and Game Boy repairs.
Shoot. I'm doing pretty good. I'm on stage 8. I mean, there's a chance I might beat it. I see that Road Dark One is saying this might be the last level.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you got a background flashing like that, pretty good chance.
Yeah. Lots of dithering going on.
Is there a game with worse bosses? I'd like to know. I don't know. I thought some of the bosses looked kind of cool.
They sometimes they look cool, but I mean, they're not very challenging.
No, but that's probably for the best, right?
Yes.
In this case, I'll tell you what game has some lame bosses is Yoshi's Island DS. Like, the bosses in that game are just so boring, and the boss music just like is just so uninteresting. You compare that to the music in Yoshi's Island. I mean, the boss music was awesome in Yoshi's Island.
Just a disappointment across the board, it seems like, for that one. I've never played it, and I probably won't. I guess. See, sometimes you can kind of take a little shortcut.
Oh.
It seems like
look at that. Are you sure you should be going left up here?
Well, there's the exit right there.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
I have to walk. I gotta wait for it to come back, though. You just gotta touch the word exit to exit. Just so you know.
GY Trans says Yoshi's Island technically was great, but the levels were too big for me. It got boring quick. But giving myself the challenge of doing 100% per level made it more interesting. I mean, you can't judge it, I think, like in the same way as a regular Mario game, because it's really not. It really very much is a game about where the exploration is a big part of the gameplay, discovering all the secrets. It's a big part of the game, I think. And I will say, like, Yoshi's Island is a game that just like is a fantastic first run through and first 100% completion. But I will admit it's kind of a boring replay for me. Like I replay it several times, but it's just not infinitely replayable to me like Mario 1, 2, 3 World or 64. Those are much more action oriented games, which I think makes them more replayable, whereas like kind of the discovery aspect of Yoshi's Island is kind of more of a one and you're done type thing. But it is a very impressive game that I think if you're just judging a game on how fun it is to play the first time, I think it's one of the best. But I will agree it's not all that replayable.
I don't know if I'm going the wrong way here. It's gonna take me back to the beginning. I guess we'll see, huh?
I kind of have a similar feeling about like Banjo-Kazooie. Like, it just did not. Even though like the first time you play it, like it's like, oh, this is as good as Mario 64. But then, like when you go back to replay it, it just again, it's a game very much about discovery, and the mechanics are good, but they're not, just so fun to control like Mario 64 is. I saw someone, someone made a comment saying like, Mario 64 is its controls. Like that is the game. Like you take that away and it's
it's a good way to put it.
It's not Mario 64 anymore. And I think that is a good way to put it, because there's nothing that like if I'm to think about like a full-on remake of Mario 64, I'm like, that's not that interesting to me, because like there's nothing special about like the level design in Mario 64. It's fine. The levels are fine, but they're not like the most interesting ever or anything. Galaxy, 3D World, Odyssey, those games have more interesting level design. Mm-hmm. But Mario 64's controls like define the game. And I guess I feel like that's why putting Mario 64 on DS is not that interesting either, because like, again, you're putting these levels onto the DS, but the levels are fine. But it's the controls that define the game. And, a lot of people criticized us saying that like you have 8-way movement in Mario 64 DS, because they're like, oh no. That implies that you instantly turn in that direction. But they do this whole like turn thing, so it's actually more. You kind of have to learn how to like, move your thumb, and work with that. And it's like, yeah, you're right. I don't think they should have done that. Like, I think the game would have played better if they changed the camera angles.
I know if I do this jump, I'm gonna die.
So that like,
told you,
you could only move in 8-way directions, and then the character snapped instead of like, you kind of gotta do this whole like little turn. He has to do this whole little turn thing. which he does in the original, but it doesn't feel weird on a stick. But on a D-pad, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
I guess we haven't really talked about. I mean, the video released after last week's stream.
I guess
we
that's
released
true.
on Monday.
That is true, isn't it?
I mean, it's gotten a pretty good reception. I mean, obviously, we expected like a ton of, people saying like, "Oh, the PC port is the best way to play," as if they were the first person to leave that comment and were enlightening us to new information. Which, by the way, the PC port is in the video, and we say nothing but good things about it.
Yeah,
it's just not the focus. It's not the focus. We like to focus on the official ports and then the myriad ways to play them unofficially. You can still glean useful information from an analysis of the official.
It's always interesting to see what they do with their own game.
Yeah. Do I think the PC port is the best? No, I think playing it on a real N64 with a good condition N64 controller on a CRT or Ultra HDMI is the best. That's my opinion, but I'm not going to espouse that as the definitive best way to play. I think saying the PC port is the best way to play is an extremely valid opinion, but the problem is most people drop that opinion as if it is a definitive.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me. But it's an incredibly valid opinion because it is incredible. It is incredible. I enjoyed the heck out of playing it. Although, this probably varies from controller to controller, and there might be. I don't know a lot about PC controller configuration and stuff like that, but with the controller I was using, the analog stick calibration was not as good as
Jeez, how do I even
the Switch Pro controller, in my opinion.
How do I even
something that we
stuff?
I don't know whether to say that we got it wrong or not, but there were a lot of comments saying oh, the GameCube adapter does work with it. It's weird that it didn't work for you. And well, the reality is I don't have one. I love the GameCube controller, but like I have always favored playing Smash Brothers with the new controller. I love the GameCube controller, but Smash Brothers has never been, part of the reason that I love that controller. I think there are many, many, many more reasons to enjoy the GameCube controller. But so I don't have one. I read that it doesn't work, and apparently it doesn't work for like Sunshine, especially. And then you don't have motion controls for Galaxy, which you need the pointer. So, but apparently, I guess it theoretically works with 64. From what I'm understanding, I apparently it just recognizes. Apparently, it sounds like any game functionally works. Oh, you almost had him. It seems like any game functionally works with it. Like it's not like a matter of it recognizing or not recognizing the controller. Is what it sounded like. I would test this if I had one. But it sounds like it does not have support. It is not specially programmed to support it in any special way. So in that sense, saying that it is not supported, I don't think is inaccurate. But it sounds like you can play 64 with it, although I think you're stuck using the GameCube Z button for Z functions, which isn't great.
Yeah. Just keep
But
talking.
regardless, I should get one of those. I mean, it seems like a good thing to have. But
I don't want to
seems like a good thing to have. But even though I don't care that much about using it for Smash. Yep, Daniel E. That is exactly my experience. I could have typed that exact thing. So when I saw Super Mario 64 at Toys R Us, my mind was blown. It was unlike anything I've seen before it. It's true. I mean, that is just, right up there with hauling a bunch of PVMs in your car. That's living. Oh, hey, we got 1,000 yen.
Ooh.
From Shindo 7.
Thank you.
Love getting some yen. Saying hi from Japan. I've always loved your stuff. I am very excited for the EGM retrospective. Can you say a little about it? Anything surprise you while interviewing the former editors? Oh, you did it.
I did it, but it says true peace will not come until you play and defeat the harder modes.
Wow, I bet that's still the final boss.
It is, yeah.
You just didn't get much of an ending.
Yeah. I can say that I feel like the interview with Ed Samrad is like my favorite interview that we've ever shot.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Like listening to this like grandfatherly figure. I mean, he was like 70 years old when we shot it. And listening to this like grandfatherly figure like talking about Sega Master System and knowing what he's talking about and talking about how he loved Phantasy Star and how he took all of these photos of the Phantasy Star overworld and laid them out and got up above them to take photographs for the magazine. I mean,
yeah.
I could listen to him tell stories like that all day. We did speak to Sushi X, the original Sushi X.
Yes. Why does it make me put in my name in twice, I wonder?
That is weird.
Why would it do that?
Yeah, I will mentally reserve that 1,000 yen for some random common RPG next time we're so fortunate to be able to go to Japan. I just want to go back so bad,
Mm-hmm. Yep. If it's possible to leave the country ever again.
Yeah. Someday.
Yeah.
So what are your feelings about Toki now that you've finished it?
The bad ending. I don't know. Is that would you consider that a beat? Probably not. There's no credits.
Yeah. You can call it beat. What's the deal with that city in the background? You didn't go to an environment.
You didn't go there. I don't know. I mean, I thought that. I mean, the game certainly isn't spit, but it's not amazing either.
Well, do you think there's any possibility of you going back and replaying it on a higher difficulty?
To see how it goes.
If not, then just.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna list it as beat, but I'm kind of curious. I mean, I might look up the ending and see if it's significant enough. But who knows? I mean, it took me an hour and a half. I mean, if I just put it on normal but keep the same settings, I could probably finish it. Now you want me to try the Switch version? Should I try the Switch version?
Oh, do you have it?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
I haven't. I can do that.
I'm going to.
All right, 1 second. I'll switch it over.
I'm gonna search Toki. I'm gonna look for a long play. Old Toki here. Oh, there is another world, and it does look like kind of that skyscraper city.
Oh, really?
Background.
So there's a whole other level.
There is a whole other level or world. Interesting. It looks like you fight that same boss again at the end of that world, but then there's like a true final boss. Kind of a cool looking background. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad looking of a game.
Well, this is one game that it came with in that big special edition thing that I saw it was on sale for $1.99 one day, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy the digital version so I don't have to get it out of that big box.
What all was in the box?
It's like this. It's this cardboard arcade machine that you can put your Switch screen into. Excuse me, your Switch screen into.
You got is the Streamlabs ticker not on this layout?
Oh, I had it turned off. There we go. I'll get that back there.
Because we got $5 from Kurt Mack. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Saying never had a Nintendo 64, so my first time playing Super Mario 64 was on DS in high school, followed by the Switch version this past week. Loving it. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I feel like Super Mario 64 is one of those games that's like kind of cool to say, yeah, it's not that good. And I strongly disagree. It is a magical experience, and something that I really wanted to express in the video was that I feel that it is still a unique experience because in general, game characters don't move like Mario does in that. Now, maybe people had trouble. I don't know I don't know if there's a reason that game characters kind of moved beyond that style of having very granular control over your character. I don't know if maybe a lot of people really had difficulty with it. And maybe that's why, you typically only have you've got a walk and a run and variations in between, but Mario has multiple stages of animation all along that range. But now it seems to kind of be simplified into, you've got to walk, you've got to run, maybe a few speeds of each, and then you've got maybe a dash move. But it's just games don't control like that anymore. Even
there's no game audio.
Even the games like even the games like
let's see if I can do this. If this will work.
Why is there a football helmet on the logo?
I don't know. Can people hear the game audio now if I turn that on like that?
But if you look at Sunshine and Galaxy, those games don't really rely on the ability to move Mario with so much precision, nearly so much.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very different, and also I just feel so free in the order you are allowed to tackle challenges, freedom in how you approach a challenge. They weren't so concerned with Mario is only allowed to jump this high, so we have to put this platform this far out of reach, so that he can only get this star if he gets it this particular way. No, they put stars wherever, and if you come up with your own way to get to it, whatever. And I think that's what makes the game so fun. And there was also $2 thank you, from Donovan Stewart, saying, oops, it scrolled, saying, just diving in and love the stream, keep it up. Well, thank you. Not sure if this is your first stream or not, but we're here every Sunday from 9 p.m. Eastern to, I don't think we've officially ever changed our end time from technically 11, but we usually go more till midnight most of the time. I guess officially our end time is 11, but in practice that rarely happens.
What do you think about how this looks?
Oh, what do you think about how it looks?
It looks pretty cool, I think.
I mean, it's
there. I got the football helmet.
It's definitely like.
It's definitely Toki.
Oh sure. It's It's not like Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap, or Streets of Rage 4. Or Monster Boy, but it's a heck of a lot better than the Wonder Boy. What was it called? Wonder Boy.
The Wonder Boy
Wonder
Returns.
Boy remake. What was that called?
Is that Wonder Boy Returns?
Wonder Boy Returns. Yeah, I mean it's. You know what it kind of makes me think of, like in terms of like the tier of animation, and it makes me think of like Wario Land Shake It on the Wii. Like it looks like that tier of quality. Like it's not bad animation.
No. It's probably better than most people would expect from a Toki remake.
Absolutely. I mean, it kind of looks like it may be like a PS3, Xbox 360 era,
like a download
digital
game.
download game.
Yeah.
But certainly not bad. We
so
have
there's a whole other world then in that.
$6.99 Canadian bucks from Brinstar, with a very cool, very 80s VHS looking avatar, saying, back in 1996, Mario 64 didn't impress me at all. I thought it looked bad. However, 2 decades later, I tried it and loved it. Crazy how that works. That's really fascinating. I mean, I'm glad to hear the story has a happy ending.
Similar for me. Like, I didn't feel like particularly impressed by how it looked.
But you played. Well, for one, you were older.
Yeah.
For
me, it was not too real to be real.
You were more aware of like 3D games than I was. Like, really, my only exposure up to that point of like polygonal 3D was like Stunt Race FX. Like, I don't think I had ever played anything else that was polygonal 3D. And like jumping straight into that, with that is my only real reference. Like, it was too real to be real.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it blew me away. I mean, I distinctly remember, before me and, I played it the day Kirby Superstar came out, when I picked up Kirby Superstar from Toys R Us. And I was telling my friends about this experience that I had. That was too real to be real. And you know, I don't know if any of my friends had a chance to play it in the store, but after it came out, shortly after it came out, one of my friends rented it from our local video store. And you know, he just called me. He's like, he like started off like telling me some really mundane story, like, you know, just in a really even tone. And then he said, "And I rented a Nintendo 64." And I'm like, "What?" And I immediately went over to his house, and we proceeded to have our minds blown for many hours on end playing Mario 64. And I just remember in that first day of playing it, like, I did not see like that Mario and the world was made up of these like angled polygons. Like I didn't see that. Like it was just real. It was just real. And then like a few days later,
he's like got flippers on now.
A few days later, my friend was like, you know, like, have you noticed that Mario's hand is like kind of boxy looking? I'm like, oh yeah.
Like got goggles on. Sorry.
At first we just didn't see it. It was too real to be real.
Well,
like it rocked my world. And the closest I've ever had to reliving that experience was buying PVMs at medical reseller warehouses.
the closest thing you've ever come to that is by playing Toki in the arcade. I played Toki. It was too real. I've never seen anything like this game Toki before.
Do you think anyone has had that experience?
I'm sure there's somebody out there that, you know, it's like absolutely their favorite game of all time. I mean, it's got to be a lot of people's favorite game of all time, considering how many versions of the game there are.
I know. Like, how does this exist?
I don't know.
Like, I wonder what the story would be if we like did a documentary on the people that worked on this project. Like, you know, like, can you just imagine, like...
Maybe, I bet in Japan it's like a cult
like,
classic.
You know, like, maybe they, like, break down crying, like, telling, you know, about their first experience playing Toki.
There's the world before Toki and after Toki. BT and AT.
Toki AD. Oh, we got Kurt Mack back here with $5 again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, oh, that's right. We ran an N64 for my brother's birthday one year, along with the best the system had to offer, Turok 1 and Shadow of the Empire. Well, you know, I think those are still very interesting games. You know, I mean, John Lenneman, of all people, speaks very highly of Turok 1 and Shadow of the Empire. Has done very detailed episodes on both for DF Retro. You know, Turok 1 actually has an interesting, you know, connection with developers that went on to make Metroid Prime. And you can kind of see that lineage there, I think, with some of the jumping mechanics and how it moves. And Shadows of the Empire, you know, that was very early in my kind of becoming a Star Wars fan. In fact, when I first played Shadows of the Empire, I don't even know if I had seen all of the movies yet.
Wow.
And it was, you know, it was kind of part of that gateway to getting me into Star Wars. I mean, you know, I was not really a big movie guy as a kid. like, I watched movies. I mostly like, movies that made me laugh. I wasn't really that
Yeah.
much into like action and adventure movies so much, and honestly, it was through N64 games that, in large part, that started piquing my interest in the broader world of movies, more than I had been before. Star Wars, and then in '97, GoldenEye. Got me interested in watching the Bond movies. My same friend that ran the N64, he ended up getting a system before I did. I think he had one by some point in October. Like maybe by the end of October, I think he had one. And he got GoldenEye pretty much right away, I think. And he had You Only Live Twice on VHS, and we watched that, and I enjoyed that, and over time he collected all the Bond movies. So like, really, kind of those N64 games were kind of this gateway drug to getting me more interested in movies, like expanding my movie horizons, outside of just, Disney and animated movies and
right,
comedies. Like, I liked kids comedies is like mostly what I was interested in at that time. And I wasn't really interested in a movie unless it was going to make me laugh, I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing, but
you didn't want to risk watching anything that might make you like feel something else.
Yeah, I only wanted to feel laughter. I mean, I saw a few other. I mean, I saw like Jurassic Park in the theater, and I liked that.
Yeah, I saw a Jurassic Park, a car or truck. They had like Jurassic Park like logos and everything all over it when I was coming home from the drive-in last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like with the trucks that they have, it's just like a car. Someone made up their car to look exactly like the car, like the trucks in Jurassic Park. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so I had certainly seen a few things that weren't, comedy focused, but like I don't know. I didn't like think of movies as like one of my big things. I was just, it just wasn't. I think.
So have you ever been to the drive-in?
No, I've never been to a drive-in.
I was saying last night that I saw like some of the classics of our generation at the drive-in. It's pretty cool. Like I saw Ghostbusters at the drive-in. I saw Spaceballs at the drive-in. I saw Big at the drive-in. A lot of.
Like, is the audio quality any good?
Well, I mean, back then when those came out, I mean, you had this like a radio thing that you put it in your window.
Right. Is the quality any good?
I mean, it was enough for the time. But now, I mean, last night they had like big speakers at the place that play sound, but also you tune into it on your radio. So you can listen to the movie through your radio.
I wonder if I have any drive-ins around here. I should look into that. I mean, how much does it cost to go to the drive-in these days?
They charge by carload, I think. I mean, I want to say it was like maybe $30 last night. But I'm sure it's not like that. But you get 2 movies also.
I should look into it because that'd be a fun thing to do in this day and age.
Yeah.
I feel like Toki's like life counter photo in the lower left corner looks like his LinkedIn profile.
It looks like the friendliest dude around.
he's like, let me tell you about my business management experience.
He's like, I really dug your most recent update. You know, he's like, congrats on the new position.
The fair in NC has drive-ins this year. Like what? The fair in what region of NC? I mean, I've been to the county fair in like Winston-Salem area with my family that lives up there.
Finally, we're back to the ice level.
Give me a pair of your sloths. Now this Sandy sloth kind of looks like Toki with a much smaller head.
What did you say?
Speakers anymore, does it? I had to take them out because you were tearing it up to where you could get to them.
There it was. New personal high score. I want to knock. Do I want to continue? Oh, what did she say? Did she say save me? And she said,
that weird thing has a giant TV on it. That's weird.
Help me! Like, so should I try out this Mario?
Yeah, try it out. Contra 4 on the DS, please. Technically, I can stream it. I've got my 3DS capture stuff. Such a good game. Such a good game. If only that could have been on the Wii Virtual Console, Wii U. What is it, Sandy? You need to bring.
I'm gonna be real bad at this.
Toys that are in arm's reach here. You gotta bring them back.
Special battle.
I don't really understand the special battle.
Should I do the 35-player battle then? Is that what I'm
supposed to do? With that. I mean, with the special battle, you start with coins, I think. So you hit the X button. What controller are you using?
I use the Pro controller.
I didn't find the Pro controller super comfortable for it. I used the Super Nintendo controller.
Okay.
You press the X button. If you have 20 coins, you can do a roulette, which can like give you a mushroom, a star, a fire flower, a POW block that destroys all enemies on screen. It's just a random thing.
Okay.
This is square pixel aspect ratio, by the way. So everything is a little too skinny. But no shimmering. It's kind of crazy to me that it...
I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Am I just supposed to be going through the level? Oh. So how do they how are they sending that stuff to other levels?
It's you see in the top of your screen where it says random, lowest time, most coins, whatever. Yeah. So when you defeat an enemy, it goes to a random other player. That one of the blue enemies, the glowing enemies that you have, and each enemy you kill adds time. And if you get the top of the flagpole, it also adds like 15 seconds. And if you have Fire Mario and you get another Fire Flower, that adds 15 seconds as well. So you want to be getting a lot of time. Defeating enemies is probably overall more important than getting coins because it earns you time and it attacks other players.
So once I'm dead, I'm out. I watch the other ones, or what?
You either watch the other ones or you just get.
I just went from level 1 to 6.
Oh, Ben Brody donated $2 and says some German that I can actually read without Google Translate. He says, "Wir geht es Ihnen? Ich bin sehr gut." Ja, wir sind sehr gut. Here, ja. He says, how goes it with y'all? I am very good. I said, yes, we are good here.
And it says, watch out. Oh.
But yeah, you do want to get like extra fire flowers. Even if you've already got a fire flower, you want to get more, just because it does give you a pretty not insignificant amount of extra time. And also, I'm noticing you seem to not know where the star is in level 1.
I probably just don't think about it. I mean, I know it's invisible, but
it's not invisible. It's in a brick rather than a question block.
Oh.
But you want to hit as many enemies as possible. I mean, that's what's interesting about it, I think, as opposed to, regular Mario, where it doesn't really matter how many enemies you get. Like it's more about getting as many enemies as you can, more so than pure speed, I think.
Right.
Although speed helps, because then you'll get to go to the next level where you can get more enemies, which will give you more time. And then the bonus for getting high up on the flagpole at the end of the level is, pretty significant. Scepter Sever, this is Super Mario 35. It's a free game on the Switch right now. Although I assume you need to have the Switch Online to play it.
Yeah. I mean, it would essentially be considered like a Mario version of Tetris 99.
Exactly. It's very much the same thing. Did you ever play Tetris 99? I mean, that's pretty fun, too.
I did for like once or twice.
I mean, I haven't played it in a while, but it's pretty fun. Now, have you ever tried doing your roulette?
How do I do it?
You just hit that X button when you have 20 coins. I mean, right now, it probably makes more sense to save it, at least based on my experience so far. I mean, if you've already got a fire flower and you're not in a situation where you're like, oh my gosh, like I really hope I get a star.
Right.
Like it, I would save it until later, personally, but just so you're aware it's a feature.
All right. Every 20 coins you can do it.
The more you play, you'll open up other levels, and it'll randomly send you to different levels.
I see.
And you can take the warp zone to get to further levels if you wanted.
Oh, okay. I mean, it just has me going between 1-1 and 1-2 over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to take the warp zone to start getting new levels, but I mean, I think it's pretty neat. I like how it's just Mario 1, like it actually like has the the normal levels and everything. Like,
right.
For some reason I imagined the level design was going to be mixed up, but I like that it's familiar levels made different due to you sort of going through them with a different priority. Oh, now you're on 2-1.
Oh, shoot. It's pretty neat. I mean, I don't know how I'm faring against other people. I see a lot of KOs there, but I don't know what that even means.
Someone said you got a KO. I don't know exactly what that means. I guess that means maybe they were killed by an enemy you sent.
Oh, okay. I died. Level
$2 from Ben Brody. But you have to hum or whistle the Mario theme. Dare I try to do it Mario Sunshine style? Do 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 dum 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 doop 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 doop.
I know I didn't have the momentum. So you...
Yes. I'm stopping there. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so what does this do? Like the right stick stuff?
Oh, that just like chooses like if you want to like be strategic about who you're sending it to. Like,
I see.
Honestly, I don't really see what difference it makes. I don't see what the difference is. I don't understand how there's like really any real strategy between random and any of the others. Like, I just play the game, you know?
Yeah. You just try to outlast everybody, right?
Oh, show donated $5. Thank you.
Thank you.
Says the game is great. You also want to be strategic and fearless. Nothing like sending a ton of Bowsers or Lakitus to everyone on the field.
How do you like send Bowsers though?
Well, you have to get to a Bowser level and beat Bowser.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's pretty funny when you get to like the last couple of people, because like it just feels like you're constantly sending Bowsers back at each other. It gets pretty wild. I mean, the strategic element of like who to send it to, that doesn't really mean anything to me. That doesn't really interest me. You know, my strategy is, I mean, in the limited amount I've played, you know, just play your best, play somewhat quickly so you can get that, you know, that 15-second bonus at the end of the levels, but focus on defeating enemies. But if, you know, you realize that, oh, defeating this enemy is going to be a detour that takes too much time, you know, maybe not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know the game much more better than I do too. Mm-hmm. So you can probably...
It's sad though that supposedly this game you can only play it until March.
Like, what's Why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
That's silly. I know, Toki became Mario.
One, two always gets the enemy stuck between those fingers on those blocks. So it's kind of weird. You know, I haven't come across any Buzzy Beetles in my time playing yet. I don't know if they like are mostly pairing you up with people who have like the same amount of levels unlocked as you do.
So the levels are completely random? Like, I just keep on getting the same ones over and over again.
I mean, I don't think it's completely random. I think there's definitely something to it, but I don't know what that is. But yeah, you can use the warp zone to get some maybe that you haven't been to yet. Next time you finish a round, go back to the main menu, because there's something I want to figure out a little bit, or at least ask the chat about. Oh, I can ask the chat now. When you're on the main menu before you choose a level, you can hit the X button and it shows like there's like different icons and it has a certain number of coins displayed. Like what does that do? I think you just unlock levels by playing them, but what determines whether you play them over the course of play?
So I just killed Bowser.
So they went over to someone.
Oh, cool. Okay.
They might send it back to you.
And it'll just show up on a random level?
Yeah, I mean, you know, something I don't know is like, are enemies ever taken out of play? Like a defeated enemy, is it always going to be in play? It chooses you a starting power-up. So is it like a handicap then, or like it doesn't affect like how you match up? Like I guess it just spins like your coin total.
Dead.
You sure get a lot of coins in this. You know,
I did pretty good there, like top 4. I was like
that is good. 4. That is good. You can see how it could be a little addictive though, right? Because you're like, you get that close and you're like, oh, I could do it.
Ooh. Yeah, Death Adder.
It's crazy to me that you can see what all 35 people are actively doing. Like that's pretty crazy that they can like stream that much.
Yeah. Oh, you can watch what's happening in the other windows. So I see someone said the Bowser's like wrecks somebody else. So if you like watch where it goes, you can see them. You can watch them see it, or watch them.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to.
Okay. What did you want me to look at on the main menu? Oh, the icon.
Well, if you go into the 35 player battle again, and you hit the X button. Well, yeah, that's just. Oh, you got Luigi. You unlock different icons than I did. I don't have.
What
Luigi.
is a special battle? Should I try the special battle?
Sure.
Limited time event where you play a set. All right.
Are you wired or wireless on?
I'm wireless. I told you I was kind of removing a lot of the wires. I'm just gonna have like one port where I can just like wire something every once in a while if I need to.
Mm-hmm. Switch right now is, believe it or not, the only console that I have hardwired because I've only got 4 ports on my router and I've got it going to Switch, 2.
You can get a switch, switching,
PCs, and my TV for the video apps.
But you can add more ports. It's for like $15.
I am thinking about getting a Switch. An Ethernet switch sometime soon, like maybe before the consoles come out, just so I could have more stuff hardwired. Especially because like I feel like especially for like the Xbox, it's going to make installing games a lot faster. I don't know if PS5 is really going to be the same way. Like with Xbox One, if your game has a patch available, then it'll install a certain amount from the disc and a certain amount from online. Like PS4 just installs off the disc and then applies a patch. I kind of feel like the Xbox method is a little more efficient, maybe. Although I don't know if you can start Xbox games before they finish fully installing, unlike PS4. But I don't know if PS5 is going to have to. Like, isn't it crazy? Like, I heard that there are some Japanese influencers that got to have some hands-on with PS5. Like, isn't it crazy that we haven't even seen its interface? Like, I'm not sure if maybe it has been shown in some way that not aware of right now.
Right. I mean,
Oh,
no, it
there was a
doesn't seem
Bowser
that
got
way.
sent to you.
What?
There was a Bowser that got sent to you.
Yeah, but I was able to take it out and send it on its way to somebody else.
You know, I feel like piranha plants are like not that constructive of a use of time. Because like whenever I see a piranha plant that's been sent to me, that's like not, you know, just a regular one coming out of the pipe and it's just like sitting on the ground, like it doesn't really seem like that much of an obstacle. There's a UI leak video, but it doesn't show much. It does show a black controller though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still feel like everything just kind of feels a little off.
It does. It does. I mean, it's weird. I feel like Sony is not going to be sending out as many like consoles to press,
right?
As Microsoft. Like, I mean, there's lots of people that are already like. I'm sure there are some embargoes, but pretty freely showing Xbox stuff. Oh, hey, look, Game Dave's playing Super Mario Brothers 35.
Did his name pop up?
His name popped up on your friend list.
Oh shoot! Oh, I thought I was dead there for sure.
Dave's coming for you.
I almost died there.
Oh, you almost died trying to get that 15 seconds. So you're getting a lot more levels now.
Yeah.
You're on the special, right?
Yeah.
I still don't really know. It doesn't like super clearly show what like all the rules are, you know?
Shoot.
I mean, I'm sure the information is there somewhere, but I couldn't see it. Oh wow. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. I'd be using my coins personally.
There's only 4 more left. It's cool though, because it makes even these early levels more interesting because you don't know what kind of stuff you're gonna have to face in it.
Yeah. Speaking of Game Dave, what did you think of those shelving units? Coury actually bought some of those wall controls.
I use some of the wall controls.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about getting some too because, like, I've got my OLED in the center here, and I've got my old Samsung off to the side, which I'm using as like my computer monitor. And to the left is kind of just a big blank empty stretch of wall. And like I've thought about hanging pictures there, but it would just have like constant glare on it from the window. So I've just kind of got nothing there right now, and I've been unsure what to put there. And I was thinking after Coury was showing me some of his wall control stuff.
I don't know how I managed to do that.
Ah. Well, that's.
I got 3rd place though.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
No, it's not horrible.
What I'm thinking about maybe doing something with some wall control over there. I'm thinking about it. It might be cool there.
Let's see if I can spectate these other people. Oh, is it over already? It must be over.
What you all think about mode for PS1? Yeah, we saw that earlier. I mean, that's more options is good.
I'll play one more time.
Maybe I'll play something else. We both bought X stations. They're being installed.
Yeah,
along with our PS1 digitals right now. But
digital, like PS1 digital put in.
So don't have like an immediate need for it, but it's awesome that the option is there.
I like that it's really. I think it's really cool. You can watch other people's stuff though, and each screen. Oh, so I can get a Bowser early on. But everybody has different levels, right?
I really don't know what determines it.
Oh, shoot.
I actually, in my, relatively little bit of playtime so far, I actually had never killed Bowser by collapsing the bridge. So to be honest, I wasn't sure if
that would actually send
if it would send him.
Right.
But it looks like it does, because I did see it go over to someone else when you did that. But I'd killed him with the fireballs so far.
If this is indeed only out until March, that's so dumb. They should be doing this with like everything, basically.
I know. Someone earlier was saying this would not work with Sonic. Oh wow, the Goomba's jumping on the... I wonder if that's even a thing that could theoretically happen in like a real Mario ROM. Like if the situation were possible. Anyone not gain audio? Does he mean game audio or just?
Yeah, there
audio
should be game audio. As far as I know, it might be really quiet. I can turn it up though if people want.
I mean that's a common issue. You sleepy. You sleepy. Are you playing on that IPS screen that gets the crazy image retention?
No.
What are you playing on?
I'm playing on a. I told you I got I took the IPS screen and put it off to the side. Now it's my vertical monitor on the right, and I got a TV, like a 32-inch TV here.
I see. Like a new one or one that you'd had?
No, it's a new one. It was one I was looking at for a while, because I think when I was doing the Sharp Scale video, I was really annoyed that monitors like just don't do interlacing at all, and it would be like handy to have that from time to time. So I was like, well, when I get an opportunity, I will upgrade it. And this like doesn't have any. It's the Samsung Q50. It's like it's the smallest 4K TV that you can buy.
Oh, okay. Does it have HDR?
Yeah.
Or supports HDR? Mm-hmm. I don't. I'm still skeptical if like an edge lit LCD like can really do HDR, because you really need like
I'm not super concerned.
Localized dimming.
I'm not super concerned if it does HDR. I want it to support it. I don't care so much how it looks on here.
You just want to accept the signal.
I want to accept the signal so that it doesn't make, when I'm not using it, it doesn't make my main it doesn't make the system think like, oh, one of these displays doesn't support it, so none of them can.
Jamie J seems interested in the size. You said 32 inches.
Yeah, yeah, it's 32-inch.
What was it? Samsung Q what?
Samsung Q50.
It sounds like a 50-inch.
I know. Let's see what icons I got. I got some more icons. I got a Bowser. I got a Beetle. But literally, it just fits where I had my other one at, so I cannot go any bigger if I ever wanted to. I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, what's
I'll
gonna be
find
next?
something else to play.
Okay.
Just for a little bit.
DisplayPort is necessary if you want to rock FreeSync or G-Sync. I mean, it is part of HDMI 2.1 to have, FreeSync or whatever it's called in that context. I'm not sure if it is called that or not, but like, I'm not gonna have that capability with my setup on the next gen consoles, but maybe someday. I don't know. I really don't feel, even though my OLED is several years old, it doesn't have like 2.1 features or anything. I really don't feel left out terribly by any of the new features on the newer models. One of our viewers recently bought a OLED BVM, like a 2012 model OLED BVM, and he tested it with Dan Kuntz's Time Sleuth, and it has 6 milliseconds of lag, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I'd love to see what such a monitor looks like in person. I don't. He said he ended up getting it for a very good deal, but I don't know what that good deal was. Will you ever review and compare the 2008 HD remasters of Banjo-Kazooie like you guys did with Super Mario 3D All-Stars? And that'd be interesting, especially since it is backwards. Sandy's yawning right into the microphone. Especially since you could also check it backwards compatibility on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and stuff like that. That could be interesting. I mean, I'm not nearly as big of a fan of Banjo-Kazooie as I am Mario 64, but I do like it. I could see it as possibly coming along as part of the Rare after Nintendo series in some form. I would love to get around to continuing through that a little faster, but next is Viva Pinata, which I'll do both of the 360 Viva Pinata games at once, and I have played a few hours of Viva Pinata before, and it's good. Not necessarily really my genre of games so much though, so that's probably one reason I'm kind of putting it off. Although I have been thinking a lot about how I've gotten so much more into Animal Crossing than I ever have before. And you know, it kind of makes me think like, oh, I wonder maybe, you know, a more sim-like game like Viva Pinata, maybe the same spark that got me into the new Animal Crossing will carry over there. I'm not sure. I think I missed a donation or two. People started donating when Coury left. There was $2 Canadian from Vibe Mecca. Thank you. Saying, I wish the PS5 digital edition had a disc drive. Well, I mean, don't we all? But, you know, the difference is, you know, there's only one PS5 power profile. Whereas with the Xbox One, you know, part of that Xbox Series S, part of that Series S discount is that it is less powerful hardware. It is a significantly better CPU than the Xbox One, but it is actually a somewhat reduced in terms of raw teraflops anyway, compared to the Xbox One X. But overall, I think it's going to be, you know, a more powerful system than the One X, except the difference is you aren't necessarily going to be playing One X versions of those games on the Series S, but you will be able to play next-gen games eventually when Microsoft gets around to releasing generation-exclusive games. You will eventually be able to play those on Series S that you won't be able to play on One X. So that is the difference. Microsoft has two power profiles, whereas PlayStation has one power profile, but one has a disc and one does not. Obviously, I mean, so you may wish it had a disc drive. I wish it had like the option for like a USB add-on drive or something like that. That'd be nice. You know, get your Xbox 360 HD DVD drive going on, right? Yeah, I mean, obviously, if it had a drive, it wouldn't be any cheaper because it literally would be a regular PlayStation 5. And then there was also $5 from John Perry G. Thank you. Old JPEG. Saying some have said cheap GameCube, SNES, N64, video cables cause a checkerboard effect. Is that true? What cables do you think I should get? OEM ones or cheap? I mean, I don't really know what the price on the original Nintendo ones are. And to be honest, I used to have them. I have no idea what happened to them. My best guess is that they stopped working and I probably threw them away, but I don't remember that specifically. I showed in the Mario 64 video, it might be very hard to see. It's actually easier to see if you pause the video, but there is a comparison that shows like the RetroTink, the cable that comes with the RetroTink 2X Mini, a monster cable, and just some cheap S video cable I have. Coury actually has an S video cable that is much worse than that. Like it just looks really awful. I didn't want to have to ask you for comparison materials for the Mario video because I knew you wouldn't I knew you wouldn't want to be working on gathering materials for it. And it was just easier to be consistent if I was the one recording, you know, every comparison version. But Coury has a worse cable, but that one still did have checkerboard patterns.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, there is let me see. Mike actually, I mean, was completely upfront and honest and told me, let me see if I can find the link. I actually bought one myself. He told me what cable it was that comes with the 2X Mini.
So it's a pretty. Is it a good one?
It's like less than $9.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't
and I
give
bought one.
checkerboarding.
Now,
or does it?
I did not get any checkerboarding on the one that came with the 2X Mini. However, I will say, I'm going to post this link in the chat in just a minute. I will say I have not actually tested this cable that I ordered off Amazon, but Mike said that it is the same cable that comes with the 2X Mini. I mean, you know, it's possible with these inexpensive products that are on Amazon. Man, that water looks really good. It's possible with these, you know, cheap cables on Amazon. You know, they're who knows what's in the box? It could be, you know, it could vary. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Mike said, you know, he said, hey, it's not like it's literally the best S-video cable ever made, but, you know, and I said that in the video. But, you know, it's better than most of the ones out there. And so based on my experience with the one that came with the Tink Mini, which is apparently this exact cable I'm linking right now, which I probably should do that as an affiliate link, but I don't have the tools to do that on hand right now. But knock yourself out if you want to buy from there. But yeah, that you know, that cable I show in the video, and it's hard to see the checkerboarding because I think the checkerboarding is actually kind of in motion, kind of, you know, rotates through the lines or whatever. If you pause the video, you'll see the checkerboard a little more clearly on that. It's a shot where you see TikTok clock is the background, is the comparison. So that is a cheap option, but of course there's also like the retro access one, you know, whenever sales are opened there, that is good. You know, someone left a comment saying something about an S-video cable from Insurrection Industries. And I looked around and I couldn't find any evidence of that. I was going to ask Matt, like, hey, do you make a S-video cable I didn't know about or I forgot about?
Have you seen this in action before? This is like since Darius was like an ultra widescreen. Like this is the only way they can do it.
Wait, is this the newer arcade game?
No. The original was like widescreen too.
Was it two monitors together or something?
It's multiple monitors, yeah.
Really? I did not know
this. The thing is if you play it like this in handheld mode, it's hilarious. It's so small that it's like unplayable. I mean, let's see here. I can.
Also, Gaming Blues.
Okay, if you go pixel perfect, so that's just fit to screen, so you're gonna get shimmering there. But if you go pixel perfect, it's like this.
It's even smaller.
Yeah. But there's no real other way they could do it.
It's funny though.
I mean, it's really crisp. It looks good.
But Gaming Blows donated $2 a while back and said, "Can we please get back on topic and discuss cysts?"
I told my wife that we were talking about my cyst last week, and she was like, "Oh God."
Well, you know, some people are just open to that, I guess. Oh my gosh. Eric Schusler donated $5. Thank you. Saying, would you rather have to poop one Ninja Star or 50,000 gallons of mayonnaise? Could that 50 gallons like be over time?
I don't know.
I don't think
I mean, Is
I
it
don't think I want
do
to
you
deal with
do
a
you
ninja.
get do you like if you survive through either one of those, do you like get any reward, or it's just like you have to do one of these things and that's just life?
That's just life. I mean, I might be willing to deal with a ninja star in like a hospital, like a monitored like hospital environment. You know, if they can. I mean, no one ever said anything about having to digest the ninja star. Just you're just dealing with the final stretch of it. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like 50 gallons of mayo like over the course of your life. I mean, you know, it'd be weird, but I could do it.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather do the ninja star because like at least it's like over after that. I mean, I can't imagine having to like live your life, you know, for however many years you might live, like pooping mayonnaise. I don't know. I feel like I mean, I'd probably be happier, just like having it over with. It's gonna suck when it happens, but I mean, is it like a situation where it's like, are you definitely going to survive it? It's not gonna cut up your insides and cause internal bleeding and definitely kill you, right? So the vibration on my controller is going crazy right now. I'm wondering if it's vibrating because like it's supposed to simulate how close I am to the fire of this planet.
Weird. It's got that HD rumble going on. What was it? Was it Darius though that has that like more recent arcade game that's
Yeah,
like
yeah, and they're
really
porting
multi-monitor?
that too. You're talking about a Darius Burst.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
M2 is
that's
working
coming
on
out.
that too, you said?
They're doing a compilation of that and
Oh, okay.
a remake, I think, of a G Darius, which is like the PlayStation one. I wonder if Strictly Limited still has them available. It's really obnoxious that there is this much HD rumble on this level. I mean, this collection is pretty good. It's almost like a Shot Triggers version of Darius,
But it's not
but it has all the options of a Shot Triggers
that you would expect from Shot Triggers.
Yeah.
I wonder why it's not called Shot Triggers then.
Probably because it's a collection.
True.
I just want to make it to the next level because I'm curious to see if the HD rumble is going to stop.
You know, I wonder if is this only on Switch?
No, there's a PS4 version as well.
Well, I mean,
but the PS4 version came out like later than this one. The reason I got this one is because I knew that these versions had been out for a long time, and that it was like patched. If there was any patching for it, it would have been done.
Where did this collection come from? That you got it?
What?
Or is it downloaded?
I got it from Strictly Limited. Had it.
Okay, that's right.
There's two of them. There's the console collection and the arcade collection. This is the arcade collection.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I know that the Xbox One supports some oddball resolutions, probably not ultra wide, but it would be awesome if there was any way to play this like on ultra wide monitor. You know, an ultra wide LCD.
I know that there is for Darius Burst Chronicles on PC. You can do it.
Is that what this is? Darius Burst Chronicles?
No, Darius Burst Chronicles is the most recent one that came out. There's a PS4 version of that and a PSP version.
There's $9.99 from O'Neill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, good evening, fellas. What would you recommend is a good entry-level capture card? Thanks for the great content. You know, that's a little difficult question for me. Because I mostly don't really deal in what I would consider entry-level capture cards. You know, a channel that you should absolutely be watching is Epos Vox, EPOSVOX. He's a great guy, and he's kind of earned himself the name of Stream Professor. He is really good at teaching stuff about capture cards, OBS, streaming, stuff like that. And I'm sure some people in the chat might have some suggestions. You know, a major question is, do you need to capture OSSC? Because a lot of capture cards are going to be very particular about that. And the other question is, do you need to capture 4K content? And if you're saying entry level, I'm guessing the answer is no. I'm guessing you're probably mostly looking at recording 1080p stuff like the Switch or, you know, PS4, Xbox One, right, stuff like that. And if that is the case, you know, I'd recommend just getting like a USB 3.0
this come out on the Super
external
Nintendo
card from like Avermedia. We've had pretty good luck with Avermedia cards in general. Elgato is a pretty common brand. We've never actually used an Elgato card, but they have trouble with the OSSC often. I mean, not all Avermedia cards are good with OSSC either, but some are. So that is an option. You know, so but if you're capturing 1080p 60 frames per second, you know, a lot of cards should do. You know, you might want to start with just an external card. You know, you can get very good USB 3.0 ones. Just make sure you are plugging into a USB 3.0 port. You know, it's the ones that usually have the blue inside to it. See, there was $2 from Shadow Mask. Thank you. Saying thoughts on Metal Gear Solid Remake. Are you referring to a full-on remake that I think has, if I'm remembering right, has been rumored to possibly be in the works by Sony? Is that right? Or I heard that Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 were released on GOG.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard something about that. But you know, I'm down with like another MGS1 remake. You know, Twin Snakes is so weird. You know, it doesn't have the Kojima vibe to it, and you know, I don't know how successfully you know, something that Kojima doesn't have involvement with will have that feel, because that's what I like about Kojima games is they feel like Kojima. You know, he has a very particular style that's very weird, and I love it. And you know, we'll just have to see. But I would love to see it. Now, Metal Gear Solid 4 is also a game that's like kind of in desperate need of an upgrade, I think.
There was a couple more of it. I saw Ben Brody.
I'm going to skip ahead to Sheldon Calvin with $2 saying, Corey, please disable buttons on bottom of the screen. Have they added that feature? I forget. I would love to hide that if possible. I think the last time I booted this up, I may have seen
there
that
we
you
go. I
could
bet
do
it's
that.
like this. There it is. Well, I just lost my Rygar progress.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, I think the last time I booted this up, I disabled that as well. You know, it's for all the criticism that NES and SNES gets on Switch. Like when I go to my friends list on Switch, I see people playing it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so people obviously get a lot of mileage out of it. I mean, aside from having that annoying
What's this on the Super Nintendo? I haven't looked.
Relatively inoffensive border that I wish wasn't there, but it is there. Aside from that, though, I think the emulation is great. You know, it has, 4x scale, integer vertical, horizontal interpolation for a correct 4:3. I mean, it's good. It's good emulation. Better than Virtual Console. But then I'm going to jump back up to the $2 from Ben Brody, saying, "What is your favorite game of the year so far?" It feels really weird to say it, but I think my game of the year is going to be Animal Crossing. I never expected to be as taken. I mean, I've always enjoyed Animal Crossing, but I've never gotten really hardcore into it like a lot of people do. And I have not gotten as hardcore into this Animal Crossing as I've seen a ton of people. But I have continued to play it consistently all these months later. I really enjoy it. What about you? What's it looking like for you so far?
Gosh.
Trials of Mana?
What?
Trials of Mana?
No.
I thought you liked it.
Oh, I did like it a lot. It's weird. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna choose yet. In a really weird way, it's gonna be if I say it, it's gonna be a real unpopular choice.
Okay.
The game that I played that is stuck with me more than anything else, and I've said it before, is Sayonara Wild Hearts. Like an hour-long game. It's just I keep on going back to it a lot. Just thinking about it and listening to it. I don't know. It's just like listening to the music. It's just for some reason I've had it somewhere in my brain since I first played it.
I see Sheldon Calvin is saying, anyone else playing Crash 4? Really, really good. I like it better than Warped. I've generally heard quite good things about Crash 4, but I have not played it. I want to beat Crash 3 first. I played Crash 2 earlier this year. I think it was earlier this year. I don't think it was last year. I think it was this year. Yeah, it was definitely this year. I mean, I think it looks very good. For some reason, some review, I never read game reviews. The closest I get is reading the Digital Foundry analyses. But for some reason, somehow I don't even know how this came to be, but some sort of negative Crash 4 review came. It might have been Polygon. I can't remember if it was Polygon. It was something. somehow that came into my view, and like the title of it kind of annoyed me, and I like kind of hate Reddit for some reason. Let me see if I can find it so I can see what the title was. I think it was Polygon. Crash Bandicoot 4 feels like it's from the 90s, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
And it says, Toys for Bob's modern Crash game looks great, but feels bad. And like, even though I haven't played the game, like, that just like immediately annoyed me. And for some reason, I felt compelled to read it. Like, it annoys me when people are like, ooh, this game design idea should stay in the past. Like, ugh, you know, limited lives? What's the point of that? Well, you know, sometimes, I mean, according to how that game does give you the option, I understand, to have infinite lives from, you always continue from checkpoints. Or you can play it classic where it doesn't. But like stuff like that still annoys me. You know, it was complained about precision platforming and stuff, and everyone else I've read talk about the game has said it's got great platforming. I read on Digital Foundry that there is an option to let you have a shadow directly underneath Crash.
Right.
So it's not just like a real like cast shadow. You've also got like a shadow underneath, like to help with that precision platform. Oh yeah, boss fights are an outdated concept. That's another one I hate to hear. But yeah,
I mean,
it annoys me when like people just like talk about old game design concepts as if they are objectively bad. It should not be revived. Like it bothers me. Like you can say you don't like it. You don't like a certain game design thing, but like don't just say it's because, you know, it's old and tedious and frustrating. You know, there can be a place for that stuff.
Oh, jumped right onto that dynamite. I was doing surprisingly better at this game than I thought I was gonna.
Yeah, I mean, usually when I revisit this game, I like do bad on. I sometimes have trouble getting past the first boss in this game, like when I'm just playing it cold, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I kind of get my groove, and you know, I can get a ways into it, but it's a tough game.
It's kind of cool that this was on the in the app there, the Super Nintendo app. You wouldn't expect it. There's an interesting selection.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's like Natsume, lots of Natsume games, lots of Data East games, which is very strange. Like, you know, Data East certainly has its gems, but I don't think of it as like a bastion of quality, you know?
Right. Who's that guy? Who's that guy? The guy is like dancing on the minecart.
Yeah, that guy.
There's a couple of donations. I saw something from David Aaron. you want to scroll up, I don't.
Oh, how did I miss that? I thought I was
There's another
watching
one
the
from-
chat. Ben Brody with $2 saying my game of the year is The Last of Us 2, maybe Cyberpunk later on. The Last of Us 2 is probably right after Animal Crossing. I mean, it depending on my mood, I could possibly say that The Last of Us over Animal Crossing, but just the fact that Animal Crossing is I've stuck with it this long has kind of shocked me. So I feel like I kind of gotta give some props for how long I've played it. But The Last of Us 2 is phenomenal. That is definitely very high up for me this year. And there was 5 Swiss francs from David Aaron. Thank you.
Thank you.
With no message, but always glad to see you here. And there was $2 from Eric Schussler saying victory that is prefaced by annoyance can be sweet. And it's absolutely true. I mean, you know, the notion that video games must be fun, it, for the most part, yes, video games should be fun, but I think saying that they must be fun at all times is not true. You know, I mean, something that you love and feel attached to can be associated with a lot of effort and difficulty. You know, think about all the love that people have for, you know, MMOs and stuff. Like, I love Final Fantasy 11. That is not a kind game, but it's just that effort, the blood, sweat, and tears, and the community that you did that with together. You gritted your teeth and did that with each other together. Like that means something to you, you know?
Bet your ass it does.
And you know, so I mean, and the frustration that comes before any victory in a classic game, like that moment of victory can feel so sweet that, you know, all that effort became worth it. And to say that that's bad, I think ignores the valid perspective that some people get a level of satisfaction out of a certain type of challenge. But it's like, oh no, that's just artificial difficulty. That's just bad design, not fair, blah, 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 blah. Well, some things may be questionable design, sure, but you know, if someone gets something out of a game, who are you to judge? You know?
Yep.
That's my perspective. You know, reviews have their place, but
yeah,
you know,
I can't even think
at
of
the
last
end of
time.
the day, only you can decide whether you're going to get anything, whether the content of the game is something that you can get something out of. So I don't pay that much attention to them and judge games for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of last time I really read an actual review. I'd rather just watch gameplay. Generally, if I watch like gameplay of something that I'm not sure about, I can say like, "Oh, I would like that." Or,
yeah,
oh,
that's generally what I do too. You know, oftentimes, like when there's a game like coming up on limited run or one of those other, you know, strictly limited, any of those places, like I'll look up like a launch trailer or something.
right.
And sometimes those are pretty informative. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes you need to look up like actual like real person gameplay. You know, but yeah, I usually just look it up and I'm like, oh, that looks cool.
Yep.
Reviews usually don't. I mean, often it's like, oh, I've heard a lot of good things about this game. You know, but usually I'm not really paying attention to reviews. But you know, there's obviously certain people whose opinion I trust. You know, John Lenneman. You know,
Yeah.
being one one of the more prominent ones. I'll always listen to his opinion on a new game because I know he respects the classics, you know?
Yeah.
So he's got
But I mean,
similar
even
minds.
then, I mean, we run into a lot of games that like one of us like and the other one doesn't.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. There was also 2 reals from Guilherme Sousa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying Hades, Ori 2, and GOT are my game of the year contenders so far. What's GOT? I feel like I should know this.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah.
Not Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's what was.
I don't know. I like game of the year. Like I kind of want to do like really like what Tim Rogers calls them. He calls them goatees.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I mean, you know, that's kind of how I read it too. I don't normally say it out loud, but you know, I've seen a lot of people when I log into my Switch, I've been seeing a lot of people play Hades. You know, I haven't looked at anything about it. You know, I feel like I brought this up last week, but like I kind of stopped paying super close attention to Supergiant after, or not Supergiant. Supergiant's the Until Dawn people.
No. Oh,
it is super. Wait, no.
You're right.
Is it Supermassive that does Until Dawn?
Yes. You're talking.
Supergiant is Bastion, right?
Is Bastion and Hades and Transistor.
Okay. Yeah, like Transistor was like kind of disappointing to me. And then I think their next game, like, I forget what it was, but I could be wrong, but I thought it looked like it had sort of maybe some roguelike or randomized or multiplayer elements or something. There was one of those red flags that just made me not pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I looked up anything about Hades. So I need to learn more about that game because obviously a lot of people are loving it. Ghost of Tsushima, I mean, I would be interested in playing that sometime, mostly just because, you know, I did like Infamous Second Son quite a bit. And Infamous First Light. And, you know, it's the first thing that came out of Sucker Punch since then. So even though I'm not like a huge fan of like the typical...
What if the game that you're going to play next week is going to be the game of the year?
Oh, what if it is? Let's keep it a secret.
Okay.
I discovered something that is probably bad, but like it calls to me, and I'm like,
but you're going to play it next week.
Huh?
But you're going to play it next week.
I think unless like something changes my mind, I think I'm going to commit to playing it next week. It's probably not very good, but I'm just like, I need to play this. It's gonna be fun, I think, regardless. Fun to stream. Yeah, Tsushima, like I would like to play it just because I did like Infamous Second Son more than most third-person open world games. And it does look like quite a beautiful game, so I'd like to play it sometime. I recently got Ori 2, you know, kind of to prep for the Series X launch because I'm like, oh, like I want to try the 120 hertz mode on that. Like my TV can't do 4K 120, but I should be able to do 1080 120. I've never seen 120 hertz. I've never seen 120 frames per second before. But you know what I don't know though? This occurred to me after I bought it. I'm like, you know, I don't actually know if the 120 hertz version is going to be available at launch.
I don't know.
But Ori 2, yeah, I am very much looking forward to playing that. You know, I was reading John's write-up on I was reading John's write-up on the Switch port of Ori.
Yeah,
too,
and that make you...
It kind of makes me want to play it just because it sounds so. It kind of makes me think of what they did with what Platonic did with the Switch version of Ukulele, where it kind of seems very lovingly crafted and tweaked, very, very smartly.
Yeah, I recently got the Switch version of, I wanted to say Conquer, but of Super Lucky Stale on clearance at Best Buy, and I wonder how that one is. Like, I mean,
isn't it supposed to be kind of a different game?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think so.
There was 5 Swiss francs from David Aaron again. Thank you. Saying game of the year will clearly be Noita. I just
don't know what is that.
Oh, I'm not familiar with it. What
is it?
What is it? At a quick glance, it almost looks like a Spelunky with a different art style. Different sort of art style.
See if I still have my save game from when we were recording the episode. Yeah.
Golden Cane. I mean, it's been a long time since I looked at my TV specific specs, but I'm pretty sure it supports 120 hertz at 1080p, but I'd have to double check. Regardless, I want to play Ori, so I mean, nothing lost for buying it.
So you bought Breath of Fire, and then you tried it again, just couldn't get into it, right? You still have it though? Did you keep it?
Oh, I have it. Yeah, I bought the Game Boy Advance version when that came out.
Right.
I want to say I might have bought it when the Game Boy Advance SP came out, or it was pretty soon after that. Maybe I can't remember. I got like most of the way through the game, I think.
Yeah.
I was pretty bored by it, but like that was before I had finished certain games like Final Fantasy 1.
But you tried to replay it again and still couldn't do it.
Last summer I did start it, and again, I don't know if I quite got halfway this time. I was really bored by it. It made me sleepy playing it. I was just so sleepy.
Jeff, I was saying, can anyone explain Grand Stream Saga to me, please? I don't remember. There's so much about the plot that I don't remember. I know, like many JRPGs from the time, it gets all like weird at the end. But I really liked it. I
don't know anything about it. I know the name. I don't even know who made it.
Well, it's the people that it's like Quintet, like after they were no longer Quintet. It's that like the unofficial.
Those people that like no one even knows if they're alive anymore.
Right.
Oh, that's true. I could join the game and cheer Coury on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
That was such a funny thing to show in that video.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Cheering you on, and
it's 12:15. I mean, it's getting late here, but I'm just curious about how far I played into some of these when we were recording footage for it, which was like over a year ago now.
But to be honest, I feel like the Super Nintendo Breath of Fire games are more beloved, but I'm much more interested by the PS1.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people seem to like 3 the best.
What's weird is I was under the impression that 3 was very popular, and I remember a friend rented it back in the day, and I thought it looked cool. But then, like, I heard, like, oh, a lot of people don't like 3. But, like, I think it looks really cool. I really like the opening of 3. Like, something about, just, like, he's, like, uncovered from the mine at the beginning, and
Yeah, he's butt naked.
you're just, like, going around burning all the people in the mine. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know, something about it I just think is kind of a cool opening, I think. I don't know, it just something about it just it it seems appealing to me. Breath of Fire 4 is gorgeous, though. I mean, I think 3 looks pretty nice too, but 4 just has a really cool style, and it is a very common what game. You've shown it before to show like PS1 dithering because it does have a lot of dithering, but it's got such a cool art style, and people ask all the time, "What game?" when it appears.
Huh. I just got this today because it was on sale for $3.99.
Mm.
A lot of the Sega Ages stuff is on sale, so I was like, I'm just gonna buy certain ones that I haven't gotten. Yeah, I think the only one that I don't have left to buy is, what is it?
I feel like this is due to get like a collection out in Japan.
It better get a physical release. They better put all these versions on one cartridge. I mean, just to preserve them, in the same way.
Yeah, just like they did with the 3DS.
Yeah.
What you're searching for?
I was just going to my wish list. Okay, so only last one I need to get is Puyo Puyo 2. I've heard a lot of stuff about this 1980X. I really want to play, and also the Gunman Clive HD collection. I remember playing Gunman Clive on the 3DS.
Ah. I haven't used the wish list feature on here at all.
I do when I just want to see what was, to remember something. Because there's like so much stuff on here. And if you look through the deals, like things are so stupidly cheap. But it really is slow.
There's a lot of shovelware.
Yeah.
Look, there's Duke playing Hades.
Yeah. But stuff like this, like Bastion, is like $1.99 right now.
Really? Wow.
And that's why like things are so cheap like that. It's like I have the physical version, but it's like if it's like a couple of dollars, I will buy it just so I don't have to like worry about it. Not worry about it is like the wrong term for it. So I wonder if Curse of the Moon didn't do that well. I feel like I've seen it discounted a lot already.
I don't know.
I also didn't know that
it still hasn't come up on limited run yet, has it? Have they confirmed that they're doing it? They're definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
Well, Valkyria Chronicles 4 is pretty cheap.
Well, the thing is I didn't realize that they have that Valkyria Chronicles 1 is on here.
I didn't even know that was on Switch.
I didn't either. It's $10 right now.
Wow. I really liked 4 a lot. I thought it was really good. That's the only one I've even played since the original, but I really liked it.
Yeah. Curse of the Moon 2 is kind of disappointing compared to the first. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Based on how cheap it's been.
Well, Drum bought the PC version, and we're actually going to play it on stream tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was on sale on PC as well.
That's cool. I forgot that I had those 2 players.
So it may be kind of designed for co-op. I don't know.
But I mean,
Well, now we've got Corpse 413 says Curse of the Moon 2 is their game of the year. So,
I mean, this goes to show you.
Yeah, this is why I say I don't read reviews. I prefer to just make my own judgment.
But I mean, there's always so much stuff on sale that I mean, I don't even.
It is pretty crazy how much stuff is on the Switch shop.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of stuff too that like the description will just be like really bad. Like,
Yeah.
it's like kind of obvious that like, English wasn't their first language and Nintendo provided no help to like improve their wording. Like I looked at something just the other day on here. I was just browsing around on the eShop as well. There was like some Japanese it looked like a Japanese FMV game. And there was like the description was just really poor English, and I'm surprised that Nintendo doesn't like.
See, Whole New World, it's 99 cents. Like I'm
Wow.
tempted just to buy that. I have the like another version of it, but it's like $1. Like that's tempting, very tempting to me because even though I have the PS4 version.
But it's just surprising to me Nintendo doesn't like provide some assistance to like provide like good consistent wording, like at least make sure it's like grammatically correct, like I don't know, it's surprising to me that they don't seem to have like, I mean, maybe the PS4 and Xbox One may be the same, I don't know, where it's just they let, I think these storefronts are a lot looser than they used to be, and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of strange to me to see the platform holder not step up to help people. The people releasing this stuff, they're game makers. They might not be great writers.
Right.
And, I know they're releasing a lot of stuff.
I mean, Bubsy, Paws of Fury is $4.99.
I don't know. That sounds a little expensive. Last time I was at Video Game World,
they made Croc's World 2 is 99 cents.
Oof. There's a demo of one of the Croc's World games. I mean, they are the most like off the assembly line, soulless platformer that you could possibly imagine.
Wonder Boy Returns Remix is on here.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was out.
Is there a physical version of that coming?
I don't know. Garfield Kart's $11.99. Still feels expensive.
If I saw like a physical Garfield cart for like maybe like $7 or less,
yeah,
I might have a hard time turning that down.
Yeah, it's funny. Like my son doesn't, he's a typical 5-year-old, doesn't like to eat like a lot of vegetables or anything like that. Will actively stay away from anything green a lot of times, and I really wanted to see if he would try like a sub, like a sandwich. I mean, but I'm like, it's like a big sandwich. He's like, oh, like the kind that Garfield eats.
And did he try because Garfield would eat it?
He hasn't tried it yet. I mean, I haven't gotten one, but I mean, it's just funny that he thinks of Garfield, like not even like with lasagna, but
lasagna, yeah,
but like with like big, a big sub.
I feel like I can visualize like Garfield eating a big sub sandwich. I mean, I was a big Garfield fan growing up. Like that was one of my main TV shows. And I collected all of the comics Like, I mean, I know you look at Garfield now and it's just like, oh, it's just like the same jokes over and over and over again. But I loved Garfield as a kid.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it might be the same jokes, but really, it's just it's comforting. It's like it's like a
Is
warm
comfort.
blanket. If you grew up with reading Garfield, yes, it's not great, but it's just like
Yeah.
it's not offensive. It's just comfortable.
I have a soft spot for it. I mean,
Yeah.
I know like it's cool to hate on Garfield, but I gotta say though, like back in the day, I didn't it was always like you always when you were watching the Garfield and Friends TV show, I mean you were there for Garfield. You weren't there for US Acres. But like revisiting it as an adult, like I got like the DVD box sets back when those came out when I
Oh
was in
wow.
college. Like watching that, as a 20 something, US Acres is like kind of better than Garfield. And especially like if you actually go
Well,
back
I
and read like the real US Acres comic strip, it's like it's actually really good.
yeah, I mean,
It's actually I think it's pretty good.
but I mean, I remember as a kid just being annoyed that like I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. But like revisiting it later, I think US Acres is it's smarter than Garfield. I mean, not to say it's like the smartest thing ever, but it I think it's a little more clever. It's more clever than Garfield.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean the Garfield now is
I
like
would
it's like
absolutely
CG
buy
animated.
a $8 Garfield cart physical. I wouldn't get digital, but if it was physical, I'd buy the heck out
Oh,
of
I
it.
think that there was like a $8 one. I think that I saw it for
Would you?
at Best Buy for like less than $10, and I was like,
Well, if you see it again, get it for me.
okay,
I'll take that. I'll take that.
okay. I mean,
I don't care what
that's
system it's for. Is it only on? I don't even know if it's only on
no.
Switch.
I think it was like the PS4 version. That's where I
I'll take
saw it.
PS4 version.
I mean, once you see now, once you get this deep into the sales on the eShop, like how many people even get this far? You think, unless you're making a YouTube video about cheap games that are on sale, like
Yeah,
who like goes this deep?
there is so much stuff on Switch. It is bonkers.
But so, I mean, I don't remember if in the original Garfield cartoon and also in the comic strip, if it had anything with John's brother in it.
Doc Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the comics.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was watching the Garfield thing with my son. It's like a CG animated one.
Like the current CG one, yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird
And
looking.
like John is like he's like such a dick to his brother. Like all the time. I mean, I don't know. It's just like he's like really really mean to his brother. And it's like so one note. It's like he calls him Doc Boy. Don't call me Doc Boy. And he just keeps on calling him that.
I don't even does he even have a name other than that?
He does have a real name, but I don't know what it was. But they got Bomber Fox on here.
Bomber Fox?
Yeah.
That character doesn't even look like a fox.
They got Mummy Pinball.
Look at Black Sad.
It's expensive too.
Yeah. What is Black Sad?
I don't know. He's like this. He almost looks like he looks like a cat. He's a cat man.
That sounds like it sounds like some 14-year-olds original character that they came up with and
Yeah.
middle school or high school or whatever. That's their edgy character that they draw in their class notebooks.
Yeah.
Black sad.
Like that's the kind of. I mean, it's probably good based on the fact that it's $24.99. This
They
deep
they
into
just
the
can't
eShop,
sell.
or
You can't sell black sad for any less.
oh look at they got a Monica game on here.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, check that out for our Brazilian friends. What does it look like Dragon's Trap, or does it look like something else?
I don't know. The eShop, like once you get this deep into it, it takes so long to load too.
We gotta know what it is. I mean, it's $2.99.
I don't see like it's like it's the interface is poor, I guess. Oh, doesn't look great. Looks like something like Towerfall or something.
Oh, I think I know what game you're talking about. I wonder if it is that game and just a just a reskin.
Maybe. There was $2 Canadian from Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
Saying, do you think PT will be backwards compatible on Sony's PS5?
ooh,
No.
I mean, it would probably technically work if someone found a way to force it on there. And like, I guess you would have to whitelist it or something.
Oh, dude, they got pizza parking. Look at that
Pizza
artwork.
pizza parking.
Yeah, it's called pizza parking.
That logo tells you all you need to know.
Yeah. That logo on that price says, don't waste your money. I'm sure that there's a YouTube channel out there that buys every single game that goes on sale
Oh yeah.
and reviews them all.
And they probably do really, really well.
And they probably have over 1 million subscribers because of it.
Probably. I mean, we're missing out.
Yeah. We're gonna regret not being a Switch focused channel.
Yeah.
All right. It's like
Hey, there's look at Wild Tracks. That's the Japanese name of Stunt Race FX.
I love that name, Wild Tracks.
Wild Tracks. I can't believe they named it that.
It's like it makes me think of the Wild Rock.
The Wild Rock.
The Wild Rock is a hamburger that I had at Wendy's in Japan. That instead of having a bun, it just had 2 beef patties for the bun. Oh, is this out? Oh, it's pre-order. This G.I. Joe game looks kind of cool.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it looks kind of budget, but in the same way that like the Transformers Devastation was kind of budget, but was like kind of awesome. And that was platinum also, but I don't know.
Oh, is this platinum? The G.I. Joe game is platinum?
No. But I mean, it just makes me think of it kind of.
Mr. Lopez in the chat says Xbox One is flooded with shovelware. I was looking on the Xbox One store the other day because I was like, I wonder, like, can you use the Xbox One as like a decent media player? Because I was kind of thinking, like, I could see once the Series X is out, I'm probably not going to use the Xbox One that much. But like, I was like, I wonder what kind of if it's a better media player that I'm giving it credit for. And I was like looking to see if there was any good music visualizers, because like that can be pretty handy for like stream backgrounds or pre-stream backgrounds and stuff like that. And there was some like freeware visualizer And like for some reason it would lock up when I was trying to load the shop page for it. So I mean, like there, I don't know what's going on. There might be some there might be some really poor quality stuff. I don't know if the shop page refusing to load is a reflection of how bad that product is, but it was freeware.
So I reached the end. The final three games are Go Fish Go, Breakfast Bar Tycoon, and Dresden Files cooperative card game.
I'm
Pyro Fuego.
Pyro Fuego. I'm kind of into that Go Fish Go box. Like, what? I mean, that fish is really going.
It's 49 cents. Should I buy it and play it?
You should. You should do it. You should do it right now.
I'm gonna buy Go Fish Go because
you made it to the bottom.
I made it to the bottom. I feel bad for it.
You have to do it.
It's like, imagine this is like your game and you get stuck at the very bottom of like over 500 games.
We just got $5 from Edward Stumpful. Thank you. He says, "Man, I've been this far down the sale list more times than I can count."
This looks like, I mean, I don't know. This looks like a mobile game.
I know, but come on. Of course it does. Almost all of these games are going to look like mobile games. I mean, do you have the money in your wallet already?
Yeah, it's 50 cents. It's 52 cents.
You got to do it. You've committed. You've committed. There's no backing out now. You've done it. You bought Go Fish Go.
Oh, it's got the character pack in there too.
Oh, cool.
It's got the extra characters.
Watch this like turn out to be like
game of the year.
Well, like Monty is going to see this game on your Switch.
Look at the icon. It's like it's almost like a fish face, almost doing like the Popeye.
This game is going to like change Monty's life. You know?
I don't know about that.
Like this is going to be the game that like
it makes him.
You know, when he starts his own YouTube channel in 20 years, like he's going to like recount this like I do Mario 64.
It is hilarious. I was just talking to John Linneman about it. If you have like small kids, like they love to tell their classmates, my dad is a YouTuber.
Oh gosh.
Loves to bring it up.
To like of course they do though.
Yeah. He's got a play button. This is taking forever to.
So do your kids do that?
Yes. Yeah.
How do you find out that they do that?
I don't know. They like. There was one time when she was in first grade, like 2 years ago, I like went in because she like had like best attendance or something like that for a period of time, so she got to have a friend or family member like come in and have lunch.
Oh, okay.
And so it was me that went in, and it's just like telling the whole class about it. I'm like, oh well, I don't think anybody here would like any of that stuff that we make. You guys are too young to probably get much out of it. This is surprisingly.
How big of a file is it?
I don't know. Oh, I don't need any more endless runners. We're gonna play.
You don't have any though, do you? Not on the Switch.
What?
You don't have any endless runners on the Switch, though, do you?
Yeah, well,
You do now. Cool small games.
listen to this music.
Edward Stumpfel is back with another $5. Thank you. Saying, Playground Fight 2020. My dad has more subscribers than your dad. Sadly, probably true.
Oh, it's giving me touch controls, but I can use the controller here.
I am Psy donated $1.99. Thank you. Saying now you can buy Go Fish Go almost 3 more times. It's true. It was completely worth it. Just your one donation made this purchase completely worthwhile.
Yeah. Double tap or use L or R button to activate your shield. Oh, I can activate a shield.
Ooh. I mean, I don't know. As far as endless runners go, this looks like it could be okay.
I mean, I guess. How big is this canal, you think? It has no end, probably.
The biggest in the world, apparently.
The biggest in the world?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, this game does look weirdly bad on stream. Like, I don't know what it is, but like the stream the compression cannot keep up with this game for some reason. Like the fish is going too fast.
That's why it's so cheap.
No, you can't stream it.
It's not on Steam.
Ooh.
I'll do it a couple more times.
Maybe it's a Switch
we could probably like make a whole stream out of this where we just like load our account up with $3 and just buy like games that are like less than 50 cents.
It would actually probably be a lot of fun.
Probably. I mean, if you don't care about having those games on your account.
I mean, you know, you can hide them pretty easily just by, you know, bumping more more better games up to the front of your Switch dash list.
That's about enough for that, I think, though. It's like I've played. It shows up on my. I'll show up on my profile now.
Yeah.
First played 3 minutes ago.
You think you're the first person on YouTube to stream that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go
stream
YouTube.
it.
I'm going to search for
maybe
Go Fish Go Switch.
Look at that. I mean, so Dragon Quest is my most played game on here. I guess I can't go through and look at what I have for Zelda, because you can't look back through your most played games, can you?
I don't know.
If you
There appears to be 1, 2, 3. There appear to be 5 videos on YouTube about this game. At least the Switch version. The first channel is Star or Shovelware. Is the name of that channel. So that's probably what they do. They go buy all the Switch shovelware. Let's see how many subs they have. 1.52 thousand. 1,500.
Oh, by total playtime. Okay, so surprisingly, Smash is like up there. Look at that. Look how those are my top 6. These are my most played games right here.
Oh. Can you actually see how much time it is, though?
No.
You've played more than Mario Odyssey.
Played what more than Mario Odyssey?
Smash.
I don't know how. I don't know how.
Now I kind of want to look at
What your most played games are? Well, I was looking at yours, and it was like, oh, you've played Animal Crossing for like 350 hours. I'm like, oh, that's like that's I saw that. I was like, oh, that's like not it's not that bad. And then I go into Duke, and it's like, oh, played Animal Crossing for 360 hours, and I go to Game Dave, and it's like, played Animal Crossing for 465 hours.
I've played it for 185.
Okay, so hang on. Where are you? Does it say 185?
I need to reduce my brightness on my Switch screen because last time I was using the screen, I was shooting it off screen for the
Okay,
Mario
190 hours it says here.
Okay. Let's see. So I go to profile. How do I?
Oh, you don't go to profile. You go to just your whole game, your game collect all software. Then you can hit R to show by.
Oh, to sort by total playtime. So how can I view the playtime from here? Can I?
I don't think you can.
I see. Yeah, but my order, my top row of 6 is Animal Crossing, Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade Chronicles, Mario Maker 2, Dragon Quest Builders, and Dragon Quest 11. Followed, the next row is Smash Ultimate, Valkyria Chronicles 4, Pokemon Shield, Astral Chain, Mario Odyssey, and Splatoon 2.
Man, I wish I could go through and get actual numbers.
About half my list is stuff I've barely played, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's almost 1 a.m.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It was a fun stream tonight.
Yeah. Who knew Toki could bring the fun?
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Hope everyone has a great week coming up here.
Yeah.
And thanks to everybody who donated.
Yes.
Thank you. And we will see you next week.
That's right.
Good night.
Good night.